My own boontog, everybody. My own boontog. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What's going on? We got Wednesday, 7:02 in the morning. It is I think said 79 degrees. Beautiful day. We'll just give a couple more minutes for people to show up. I think I have myself successfully unmuted and you guys can see me. So it looks like it's good. That footage, that beautiful bean footage that I shot there, I played in the intro this morning, that was from Comodos Island. Hey, Wendy, that was from Comodos Island. We did footage we didn't really use in one of our videos out there. Really beautiful lookout spot, looking over Lake Denau, I believe it's called, and onto the water. So it's just gorgeous scene. And what we were doing from that space is trying to find a sunset spot, but it wasn't really a good spot for the sunset. But so that's what that footage was. So yes, good morning, everybody. How's it going? We'll get in here to the comments. We'll kind of slow roll it, see how everyone's doing. But yes, good morning, good evening. Kevin, hey man. Hey, really great reaching out to you and chatting with you. Hope all is good. Let me know if you're coming out Thanksgiving. It would be great to see you and show you around town here. So let me know. Yeah. Hey, buddy. Nice to meet you as well. I'm not familiar with your channel, but I'll definitely check it out. Yeah, it was really great running into you there. Man, it's been an incredible week of meeting vloggers. I mean, I met so many vloggers, and it's just been amazing. And you know that picture that I put in my community tab with David Bond and Scotty, and of course Mike, Janet, and a couple of other folks, Chad. That was just what an event, and that just really kind of came out last minute, where Chad and I became friends before he went back to the United States to handle some things. But he messaged me and said, "Hey, Chris, I'm back in town. Let's get together and meet up real quick before I head out to Shergow." So I was like, "Oh yeah, that's great. Let me reach out to a couple of guys and see who can show up." So Scotty and I had been on Messenger, not really chatting, but on Messenger for a while. So I reached out to him, and then David. He really wanted to meet David. So once I said David was there, he's like, "Yeah, I'll be there." And David and I had connected several months ago, and we get together every now and then and have dinner. So it was a great event. I was really glad everyone showed up. So, but that was fun. But yeah, I've met so many people, and just yesterday, Mike introduced me to Paul and May. So that was a real treat. You're talking about, really, Paul is one of the main reasons why I'm here, because of his channel and his content and the information that he provided. So it was really such an honor to meet with Paul, old dog, right? So really cool. And of course, May, she's just as sweet in person as she is on camera. So really great to see both of those two. So really appreciate, Mike, you facilitating that. But yeah, buddy, nice to meet you as well. Good times here in the Philippines, right? Love it here. Love it. Yes. Dean, good morning, good evening. My own boontog, my own boontog, my own boontag. Joe let me know, finally. She goes, "Chris, you're drawing out the tog. It's not tog, it's tag." Anyways, 9 more days here, buddy. So 9 more days here. Well, it'd be fun to chat if you're around. We're around. Actually, I think we're getting ready to head down to Mobile, and we're gonna do some stuff in that area. What do you call the Osmos Peak? I think it is. There's a peak there. We're gonna go down to Oslab. We're gonna hit southern Cebu, which I haven't done yet. Everything that I've been done so far has been northern, and of course Leyte and Camotes and stuff like that. And so yeah, so we're gonna hit southern Cebu. So really excited about that. But let us know if you're in town. We're in town, I think, through Friday. Yes, Dean, we're good here. Things are going well. Yeah, it's a roller coaster. It's an adventure, but that's called life, right? Yes, Mike and Janet. Mike, how's it going? Again, thanks again for facilitating that introduction with Old Dog and Baby May. That was just really, like, it's just an honor. So thank you, appreciate it. Yes, yes, here we are. Yes, how was lunch with Paul? Good times, man. It was really great running into those guys. Yes, and here we are. Here we go. We're off. As my dad used to say, we're off like a dirty shirt. Hello, Kristen. Hello, Joe. Hello, Joe. How are you, girl? Joe's a little stuffy today. She woke up a little stuffy, but she's doing good. Jabir, yes. Chris, how's it going? You know, it's going good. Yeah, no, it's going great. I really feel the last couple since I got my 360 camera back, I'm back into liking my content. I'm really not a GoPro vlogger. It just doesn't suit me, my style, and what I like to shoot. So I'm really liking the content that I'm putting out there. It's not getting the views. You know, YouTube really isn't pushing my stuff out. I look at my views and my subscribe like most of the people who are watching my content are subscribers. So my content really isn't getting out to a lot of new subscribers yet, but I'm looking at ways to try to kind of get the channel some growth with shorts. So, but yeah, no, I think things are good overall. I've had some breakdowns regarding my exercise, so looking to kind of get that back in place. But yeah, no, I mean, all in all, man, life is really spectacular. All in all, yes, Joe. Good morning. Good morning, sister. How are you? How's everything there? Hope you're good there. Let's coordinate a call whenever. Happy belated birthday. You know, it's a little bit hard on the time, right? Because it's the 27th year. So yeah, the time always messes me up a little bit. So I might be a day off and a lot of my wishes, but hope you're good there. Oh, I had to fly back to the US. Yes. You know, gosh, I've met so many guys over in the past week, both other YouTube creators as well as just, guys coming out. It's just been, man, everyone that I've met and hung out with has just been an incredible experience. And, the guys that are out here doing their scouting trips and really just kind of checking it out to see, just been really cool. And kind of talk a little bit about the lives and what I see in these lives. If you got questions of things you want to talk about, more than what we can dive into in a comment section. I mean, that's what these are for, for us to kind of connect and go through kind of the deep level stuff that, like I said, you can't do in a comment section because it's not a good format to kind of go back and forth. Right. And then two, I say that if you've got a question about, what it's like to be here in life and things like that, more than likely other people are as well. So yeah. Hope things are going back in the good old US, and hope things are, okay there for you. Yes, Dean. Hey, Joe. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we're doing good here. Yeah, Paul is OG. Hope to see him. Hope to see them today again. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, right. I mean, really for me, it was just an honor to meet those guys and to just sit and chat. And, Paul's an individual who really did. I mean, because of his channel and what he put out there, my life is different, and great. I mean, I watched his stuff to get not only entertainment, but information about how to live here in the Philippines. And I think that's one of the things too that, as we look at the YouTube creators and the community that's out there, you got really a broad scope of what people are doing, right? You've got people who are informational channels, Jennifer Terry, and so on, whatever. And then you've got people who are strictly entertainers, right? Their value is just to give you guys entertainment and not really provide much information. So it's really interesting as we look through all the Philippine vloggers, myself included, kind of what the channels are about. So yeah, but Paul, really spectacular. An honor to meet him. Joe, yes, Joe is good. I think we're both in this space of, feeling heavier than we want to feel. All this travel and eating out, and lack of exercise not really being a priority has us in a place where we're just a little bit off our game, but it's going all right. Yeah, it's going all right. Yes, K Hearts, hope you're doing well. Pleasure chatting on Facebook. Yes, yeah, absolutely. I'm doing good here, man. Just you know living the dream for the most part. But what's really interesting about kind of life, and there's just a saying, right? No matter where you go, there you are. And that's been something I've seen as of late. Just kind of how things show up here for me. And but it's good. It's really, as I look at what I'm up to and the experiences that I'm having. I mean, traveling around the Philippines doing photography and cinematography. I mean, that was my dream, before I came out here, and I'm doing it. And then also too, a part of that dream was really just kind of helping people adjust and acclimate to the Philippines. And that came realized when we did that. I've got a video coming out on this. I need to edit it real quick, but it's a video on, we had one of my subscribers, shout out to you, Benny. He rented a V-Hire, and we had a group of people, like 7 of us, all go up and just, went up in the mountains and saw some gardens and then had some lunch. And, it was just great. I mean, and that was, there's a lot of moments like that where I'm like, I have to pinch myself, because these are things that I was all dreaming of. And to see these things kind of be realized in real life has been just mind-blowing in a lot of ways. So Jojo, yes, Magandang umaga, yes, good morning, Jojo. Hope you're good up there. Hope all is well. Yeah, too cool. We need to work our way up to Manila at some point and get up there, even just for a weekend. And we will. I would suspect, with it definitely within the next 12 months, just to kind of get up there. It'd be fun. Lots going on here with Cebu with Christmas and decorations, and things are starting to get busy here. Yes. Recommend people to like the live stream. Yes, like the live stream. Salamat. Appreciate that, Dean. Yeah. Yes. No belated. It's today. Yes. I think I sent it to you yesterday. Because like I said, my reminders go off on my calendar. It's like, wait, I need to wait another day, and then I don't have the reminder. Oh, but yes, happy birthday, sis. Hope you're good there. Hope all is well. You need to come out and visit. You need to come out and visit. It just takes, the problem with coming out here and visit, it's not necessarily a trip that you can do. You can't fly out on a Friday and go home on a Sunday, so it's a trip that takes some time. But you should, and we can meet up in Bangkok. I think Thailand and Bangkok in particular is a really incredible city. And I know your love for New York City and the big cities. I actually really feel like you would like Bangkok a lot, or Manila, or Cebu. I mean, Cebu is what, I think 3 million people in the greater area. If you count Cebu, Mandawi, Lapu-Lapu, I think that's 3 million. So not a small town. Yeah. But happy birthday, sis. Hope you're good. Yes. Hello from Seattle. Good evening. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. We're just kind of getting started up. The first 15 minutes of the live. Yes, I'm not pulling Tim K numbers, but that's all right. Been doing this for 7 months. 7 months. Right? Yeah, 7 months. Holy mackerel. Where's the time gone? Yes. Joe says happy birthday. Yes, happy birthday, sis. Yeah. Trying to remember, how old am I? And how old are you? I was just trying to think if this is a milestone birthday. Yeah, not too bad. Happy birthday. Yes. Hey, Joe. Great and happy. Hope you guys are great there. Hey, Jojo, is your Jawa? Joa? Joa. Is your Joa still there? I hope so. It's been fun seeing those posts of you. So I hope that's great. It's just great. Good for you. I'm happy for you. I really am. That's awesome. I'm ready to come back. The hardest part has got to be getting on that airplane coming back home. That's got to just be, you'd have to take me kicking, streaming, and dragging my nails on the door. No. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I hope you're able to come back soon. I hope, if it was a scouting trip, that, it works out where you're able to, get out, get here soon. So yeah, I hear you. Smash that thumbs up. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, I mean, dude, if you're in town, I'd love to connect, love to hear more. I really am. I've met a lot of guys from Thailand, and chatting with them about, of course, these are guys that were there, now they came here, so they have kind of that perspective, right, as far as why they chose the Philippines. But it'd be interesting to chat with somebody who is, kind of staying there, and their kind of what has them stay there. So love to chat if you're in town. Like, so I think we're going to be heading out on Friday, but we're around the next 2 days. Be back November 10th. Had to come back for a surgery. Okay. Got out of the hospital today, but no worries, all good. All right, sweet. Yeah, I miss home, the Philippines. All right, nice, man. Yeah, I hope all goes well in your recovery. Hope that's great. You'll be back November 10th. We should be. I mean, we kind of really wing it in our schedule. We don't really have a lot of things planned. We do a lot of things like last minute, and that's kind of the joy for me. I really don't. Listen, in the United States, I worked for a law firm for 20 years. My life was so scheduled and structured. I'm like, I'm done with that, right? I just want some freedom in many aspects of my life. So I don't really schedule a lot of things. So we'll probably be in town, but we might not. I mean, we just pick up and go sometimes. And I love that. I love that freedom and flexibility to have that life. And so, but anyways, hope you're good there. Hope you do recover well from your surgery. And when you come back in town, look us up. We love meeting people. And gosh, it's really just been spectacular. Like I said, over the past couple of weeks, meeting the people that I've met. I mean, I've met so many incredible people. Yes, Rob. Hey, Kristen, Jojo. How's it going, Rob? Hope you're good there. Yeah, Paul and Gio from Enrique. Yep. I named Baby May channel on the live stream. Yeah, Paul and Gio for me. Yeah, no, right. Both Paul and Gio, Enrique, but at the time Enrique was back in the States. But Paul and Gio for me were that's where I got a lot of my information. As far as like what's it like to live here. Gio at the time was doing a lot of not daily vlogs, but weekly vlogs like I'm doing. And just this kind of thing where people would ask their questions about what life was like or questions on how to get here. And I just started taking notes, right? And so those two yeah, Paul and Gio were really helpful for me in getting out here. But yeah, and there's some, and then other fun channels, just watching people who are entertainers like Scotty Boy, regular guy, that kind of stuff. So, and then Filipino P, I mean she kind of I think does a little bit what I do as far as I try to do. I don't even know what my channel is really. I mean, it's informational, but it's also I feel like I want to entertain people, but more yeah, not on a different level. It's more visual. I want to create visually entertainment or entertaining content. Given that it's YouTube, I want to do drone footage. I still want to import like really good still photography that I haven't taken yet. So yeah, yeah, yeah. It's been an adventure. Good morning, my own Boontog, Magandang Umaga. Good morning. Hector, 88 days till Christmas. Yes. Yes, it's there, isn't it? It's coming around the corner. We're starting to see more and more Christmas lights. The terraces aren't quite done up yet in Ayala Mall, and I remember that when I came out here in December. It's one of the I think the really big pulls for us Westerners when we come out here is there's really this massive Christmas spirit here versus like a Thailand. So when you come here, you see that, and it for me, that was a big help in my transition. I got here in December, and I think friends and family were worried. Gosh, you're not going to be around for Christmas, but it was so incredible to come to this country where it's really, really celebrated. And so, yeah, well, I would suspect we'll start to see the Ayala terraces here in the mall just really just kind of blow up with decorations. So, looking forward to that. Yes, hit the like. Thank you, brother. Appreciated that. My question is, how much money have you had in the bank, and should you keep it in the USA and Philippines? I would keep your cash in United States banks and just transfer it over as you need. I still haven't opened up a Philippines peso account, and I need to do that just out of convenience. But I keep all my money in my United States bank, and then I use Remitly to transfer myself money back and forth. It's really easy. I can transfer it with a debit card, and it shows up at a bank within 10 minutes for me to go pick it up. So it's really simple, and it cost me like $5 to do it, the transfer fee. And if you do like whatever 100,000 pesos at a time, which is just under 2,000 US, that's money that'll last me a couple months. So then I don't have to worry about ATMs and all of that stuff. And now, granted, you're going to want a secure place to live in, and I don't carry that kind of money around with me, but that's how I do it. But I wouldn't mind opening up a peso account just to have one. But I still, yeah, because then it would make it a little bit easier to get kind of money out. I also have a Charles Schwab account that I could use free ATMs, and actually my U.S. bank allows, I think, a couple of free ATMs, but you can only get like whatever. Some ATMs will give you 10,000 pesos, and other ones will give you 35 at the max or 25. So, shoot, it's just not a lot of cash in a cash society. So, yeah, that's kind of what I do around that. Dean, love the sunset from Komodos. Yes. When are you moving there, buddy? I'm telling you. I mean, a shout out to Jack out there too, and of course David and Juvie on Komodos. But I honestly, I love that little island. It's just I'm so relaxed when I'm there. I'm just cruising around on my bike, and I love it, love it, love it, love it. And I think it's what a lot of us, when we think about the Philippines and life here, it's a lot of what we envision. At least what it was for me. Being on a beautiful island, coconut trees everywhere, palm trees everywhere, and just island hopping and just beautiful, and then just real quiet and serene, and that's Komodos. And the nice thing too about Komodos is it's really close to Cebu, so you can get there, get away, and not have the city experience. One of the downsides for Cebu City is you don't have any beach access here unless you go out to one of the resorts and spend whatever 1,500-1,800 pesos and go into a resort. So you just don't have the beach access. And that's what I love about Komodos is you can, you hop on a ferry from here, get there. Not only do you have great beach access, but you're in this really kind of secluded area where there's just not a lot of people there. So I'm a huge fan. And then too, the diversity of things to do there. You've got caves, you got beach, you got, there's a lot of cyclists out there because there's not a lot of traffic on the road. So yeah, really, I'm a huge fan of that island, and I'll probably go out there, a couple times a year. I see, and who knows, maybe eventually down the road get some property out there. Like I said, it's. I think when you look at Cebu City, you can look at areas that are around the city, on this, in particular, other islands, Sikihor. These island chains around here, I think, are really ideally situated for us to kind of get to easily. Especially if you're just vacationing. You fly into Cebu, you hop on a ferry and go out to Sikihor or Bohol, or all those island chains right there are really, really convenient for us to get to. Yeah, I would have 10K. I use Schwab. Yeah, yeah, in the bank. Yeah, yeah, it just kind of depends, right? Yeah, the whole money thing is tricky. How much money do you need to have in the bank and all of that, and it just depends. If you're living out here, this is home. You're gonna want. I'd say probably 20 to 30K, right? If you want to have emergency money, you want to have money to get you back to the United States if you needed to. Can take some cash. Yeah. Yep. Good morning. Yes. Good morning. How's it going there? Hope everything's well. Good. Good morning from Denmark. Oh, sweet. Did you get to look at the Himalayan? I haven't looked at the Himalayan. Is it out? Wow. Is the 450? So there's some speculation about the 450 that's coming out. I would, yeah, man, let me know what you're talking about down there. Huh. Yeah. Yeah. So that Himalayan 450 is a bike I would consider buying for sure. I think it's a great CC. I think it's really an ideal Philippines machine. I've got the Hunter 350. Love that bike. It is really an amazing machine too. I like it, but with two up and luggage, it's just not doable. It's not. And the Himalayan 450 would be, given that it's an adventure bike, that has my eye for sure. I'm really, really looking at that. I spent a year in Chiang Mai. Okay, yeah. So when I was initially looking at coming out to Southeast Asia, Thailand was number one choice. There's just a lot of information on it, right? And Bangkok and then Chiang Mai. The one thing about Chiang Mai that concerns me is the burn season and the and around that. But what I understand people do is they just leave. They maybe come here or they go somewhere else in the Philippines where the air's a little bit better, or somewhere else in Thailand where the air's a little bit better. So yeah, but I hear a lot of great things about Chiang Mai, and I do. I want to check it out at some point for sure. Yes, happy birthday, Sean. And you're not allowed to say how old. I won't. I promise this. I promise. I won't say where you live. I won't say how old you are. I actually wasn't going to acknowledge your birthday as far as what day it was. So, yeah, no worries. Yeah, that's great. Happy birthday, girl. Yes, good, Rob. How's it going, brother? Jojo, he was here 3 weeks, but we'll be back. Okay, that's great. Yeah, yeah. No, good for you. I saw a lot of your photos on Instagram. It looks like you guys were just having a great time. Congratulations. Really. That's great. Congratulations for you. I'm really happy for you, and I hope January comes quick for you, where you guys are back together again. So that's sweet. Joey Fitz, Jasper in the Philippines taking a lot of smack about you again today in the live stream. Oh, I have no idea. Taking a lot of smack about you. That's so crazy. So, I mean, it's really interesting how that kind of played out. He and I chatted a lot early on. Um, but then something happened. He got monetized, and then he really changed kind of who he was being, and he created this kind of persona. But I haven't really paid attention to him at all since then. I was out for Holy Week. I went out to Boracay and spent the week out there, and then was vlogging and stuff like that. He was back in BGC at the time, and I'd reached out to him. I said, "Hey, what's going on? I'm having a hard because I was having a hard time with internet in my. It was like no internet, and I was trying to upload videos, so I couldn't get a hold of him, or I couldn't get any internet. But he was, he and I were going back and forth, and then as soon as I got back, right around then, he got monetized, and then I reached out to him, and he went off the deep end like he can do with some of his people, I guess. And I just that's why I moved here, is to kind of escape a lot of that stuff. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me that he's got a lot going on with whatever. I mean, that's his deal, and you know what, whatever works. I think that's the one thing. When I was talking to old dog Paul yesterday about YouTube, and it came up in a conversation about you got to be honest, right? And I would say even further, you got to be authentic. You got to be who you are, and this is who I am, right? This is me, and if like Scotty Boy, regular guy, he's got to be him, right? Jasper's got to be him. We all have to be us, and then because that's the only way you can really do YouTube, is to really be your authentic self, and if and then, but on the side of that, even with Scotty Boy and Jasper and that, it just sometimes those avenues aren't the most healthiest in life, or the easiest roads to take, right? I mean, that's kind of for me in my life. I try to be as chill and relaxed as possible. Now, you can ask Joe, I'm not always that way. I could be pretty dang intense, right? But it's just a tough road to take for people, and it does it saddens me when I see people, their life is about crazy and chaos, or Jerry Springer. But yeah, Joe, I mean, none to do. I hope he's all right. I really do, because it's kind of scary, right? The buddy show worldwide. Gio and I almost became roommates in Jakarta. Oh wow! I ended up in Bali, and he stayed in the Phils. Oh, I'll be dang. Yeah, that's great. Huh. Yeah, I haven't seen much of Gio. I haven't watched much of his. I don't watch a lot of Philippines vloggers now that I live here. I still watch a lot of YouTube, but it's more into how do I improve as a creator, not so much life living in the Philippines. Just like I said, because I'm living here. But I'll check out. I do watch every now and then. I'll catch one of Scotty's stuff. I'll watch his live. I watch, Old Dog a little bit here and there, and like I said, I do watch bits and pieces of stuff, but for the most part, I don't watch many Filipino vloggers anymore. Yes, thanks, Joe and Chris. You're not allowed. Yeah, no worries, sis. Yeah, I do talking head stuff like Paul. Okay, yeah, all right, awesome. Yes, Rob. 7, how far am I behind? Okay, not far. Initially, when another YouTuber said Christmas starts in September, I thought it literally meant Christmas days in September, but realized over time that the promoting of Christmas started earlier. Yeah. So, right. And, I don't know about in the UK, Dean, but in the United States, Christmas kind of starts after Thanksgiving, right? Decorations start going up. You got the music and all that kind of deal. Here, it's just like it starts in September. You got the decorations going up. You got Christmas carols playing. That kind of deal is what's meant. So yeah. Hey, oh brother, man, really appreciate it. Wow, what an honor. Thank you. Really, what an honor. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Looking forward to hooking up with you guys down in Dumaguete sometime. I'll let you know when I go down. And yeah, let you know. And what's really fun too is just meeting, you and May, and yeah, really, thank you, sir. You have no idea how much it means. Appreciate it. See you in the live stream pop up. Wanted to support you. You're a good guy. Hey, thank you so much. Mm, yeah, wet my whistle here. Losing my voice. Paul, how did you do this for what? How many? 8 hours or so? Crazy, crazy. Yeah, yeah. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. I'm trying, Rob. I'm trying to now get concise info of the truth of living themes. There's a fixed income. Okay. Yeah, Rob. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the lives for me were a great avenue to get information about living here, and just because people would ask questions, and then either like me, the creator would answer it, or you would have someone in the community really be able to answer that question. So yeah, lives for me were a great way to get great information about life in the Philippines here. So, and let me know if there's anything, ask questions. There's not a lot of people in here, and I'm able to get through the comments. So feel free to ask what you need. Glenn, did your flight to the Philippines go by fast? From San Francisco, it'll take about 13 hours to Manila this week. A little nervous. So Glenn, yeah, it did. A couple tips around the flight that for me that worked is, one, do it at night. You know, I'd flown out here twice. I did my scouting trip like a year ago, and then flew out in December. But the first time I flew out, my flight was during the day, and like I left San Francisco to Manila, and I just didn't really sleep that good. The other thing that was critical in this last trip was I got an aisle seat, and initially I was thinking I would get a window seat, which is what I did on that first trip, and I would try to sleep against the window, but I didn't sleep, or I got pockets of sleep. But then when I was up, I really lacked the ability to get up and walk around. So getting that aisle seat, and then so when you're up and awake, you can kind of walk around a little bit. That is big. That is really, really key. Because it's like I said, you can stretch out, you can get the blood flowing in your body. And then I got here, and I felt, it was two different flights as far as how I felt the first trip and the second time. I just felt worlds better. Now I wasn't rested, like fully rested, like I got 8 hours of sleep, but I did feel 100% better versus that first tip. So those are two things I would really try: aisle seat, fly at night, and yeah, it's long. Download your movie contents. Also, get your sleep system. Practice sleeping sitting up, and you can get pillows and stuff. So I got this neck pillow that really kept my head in place. So really, kind of perfect your sleep system, Glenn, and then watch some YouTube channels or YouTube videos on, sleep systems in for long flights. But yeah, so those things were really helpful. Movies, sleep system, aisle seat. Yeah, hope that helps, Glenn. Yeah, great question. Greetings from Washington, D.C. Yes. Hey, Avi. How are you, brother? Yeah, man. Yeah, really an honor meeting you too, as well, and your partner. So, yeah, good for you, dude. Yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Let me know when you're coming back. Would love to meet back up again. But yeah, what an honor. Yeah, thank you. Slayer, did you meet up with Tim yet? I didn't meet up with Tim. So Joe's from Southern Leyte, and we went out to Leyte. We went out to her hometown, and then we were right next to Tim, and we actually ate at one of the restaurants that he frequents. But I reached out to him on Instagram, and I sent him a message there, and it's probably not the best way to reach out to him. It sounds like probably email. So I didn't really make a good effort to get him. But yeah, no, I haven't met out with Tim yet. Great guy though. I mean, I think he's focusing on really growing his channel and doing some stuff. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he's open to meet and chat. I don't think we would probably do a video together, just because it doesn't really benefit him at all. But he's a great guy. As far as what I've seen on his channel, I'm a fan. Trying to get concise info on the Philippines. Can you live there on Social Security? Rob, great question. So there's a lot of people who live here on Social Security. Now, what you want to do though is you want to get out of the expensive areas. You probably don't want to live in the business park of Cebu City, or the IT park, or BGC, right? You probably want to be out of the city a little bit. So you're going to have to be careful with your finances. Are you going to live like a king? Not necessarily. But if you get out a little bit into some of these areas, and look, Rob, you don't have to get far. Like in Cebu City, you can get out of the city 15, 20 minutes out of these really expensive expat bubbles, and you could live well. Granted, you're probably not going to be able to eat out all the time and stuff like that. So yes, you can do it. Guys do, they live on, less than $1,000. I think Tim just put out that video, right, with that subscriber living on less than 1,000. We've all met people who live on less than 1,000, but it may not be the lifestyle that you really want. So can you do it? Sure. You just have to be good with your money and just, kind of live a conservative life, right? Yep. Burn season sucked this year. Yeah, buddy, that's the one concern that I had about being there. I didn't want to be around that. And there's a lot of reasons why I chose the Philippines over Thailand. And we talked briefly about that when I saw you. But there are some big advantages of Thailand that has over the Philippines, but vice versa, right? I think it just comes down to the individual. It's like whatever. Hawaiian pizza. You're either a fan or you're not, and there's no such thing as right answer. But I do plan on checking out. The Philippines, and I love getting other people's perspective on, what their experiences are in those areas, because the people watching are really interested as well, as far as, should I choose Thailand, should I choose Philippines? And it was for me. I mean, Thailand, when I first started looking at Southeast Asia, it was Thailand. I didn't even know about the Philippines as far as an option. But yeah, really cool. Oops, at Rob, I lived in 4 different countries early on. Yeah, yep. You can do it. You just got to be careful, right? And it is. It's just it's so up to the individual. It really is. If you're a guy that likes to eat out all the time, go to movies, shop, and all that, the Philippines it's not super cheap. Thailand, from what I hear, is probably cheaper. So yeah, you just got to be careful, and it's hard to give. And I hate to tell people, exactly what you can live on and what that, because I don't know your lifestyle, But yeah, I mean, there are guys who live under $1,000 a month who have an existence here that do okay. It's not what I would want to do, right? For me, I want at least 2,000, probably 2 to 3,000 a month is what I would like. And if that's your Social Security, then yeah, it's good. Amazing Philippines and living abroad, missing in the meetup. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. I don't know living abroad, but amazing Philippine. I would love to meet Rod. I mean, I was just talking with Mike about that. What a great guy. The thing about that though is he just got out of the hospital. He had a bad accident with his shoulder. So, but you're right. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know living abroad though. Oh, Alex. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I did see him in the mall the other day. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah, that was just kind of, so. Like I said, that was just Chad. Chad messaged me, and then I reached out to the guys that I had ties to. So I had ties with David, I had ties with Scotty, and of course Mike. Mike and I are neighbors right up here. So that's kind of how that came up. I just messaged a couple of guys and said, "Hey, we're looking to meet at the social at 6:30. There's a couple of us." And so that's how that happened. And I was actually really honored that everyone showed. That was really kind of cool. When I get to the Philippines, I'm thinking of the Yamaha T-Max 560 so I can travel further afield to where I'm considering settling. Okay. How do I get the license, etc.? So Dean, what you're going to want to do when you get here. So first of all, your license is good for 90 days. If it's got to be in English, which you're from the UK, so it would be, but from maybe people who are traveling from Korea or whatever, that would, you can get an international license. But so anyways, you got your English license, which is good for 90 days. And after that, you can get your Filipino license, which I got. There's a lot of paperwork that you got to get for the dang license, and it's not hard once you have all. It's like everything else, right? Once you have all the things you need, it's somewhat easy to do. But getting all that stuff, and you just need copies of your passport, copies of your ACR card. I had to get a letter of residency from my hotel, but I don't even think they looked at that. You need all your visa receipts, so make sure you save those. So yeah, I think that was everything. It's been a while since I did it, but you do have 90 days with your license. And the other thing too about riding around here, Dean, just be careful. I wouldn't recommend riding around Cebu. And first, you don't have to. You don't need to. You can get around with taxis and Grab really easily. So if you're going to be in the Cebu city area, just use that system until you get a little more used to how the roads work and how the cars and other vehicles kind of are on that road, because it is different from what we're used to. But yeah, you can get around, and then you're right. Once you have that transportation, though, it does open you up to explore more of the islands that you just can't do out of cab. But yeah, so it just kind of depends on where you're at as far as if that's a good option or not. In the city, stick to cabs. Gamer, yes, how's it going? How you doing there? Thanks for being there, man. Appreciate it. Rob, I'm indecisive on the Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam. Yep. Indonesia, Malaysia. Something tells me to stay and connect with you. Okay, great, Rob. I'm planning somewhere there. Can we meet? Can we meet in 2 years? Yeah, dude, I'm here. So Philippines is home for me. Who knows, right? What 2 years from now will bring, but I have no intention of leaving here. I mean, as far as moving or living, I do want to get out and explore other countries in this area, like you're saying. I want to go to Kuala Lumpur. I want to go to Vietnam. I want to go to Da Nang. It's just amazing. I have heard recently that the visas now are a little bit easier. You can do a 3 month electronic visa. I don't quote me on that, but that's what a buddy of mine was just telling me. So the visas are a little bit easier in Vietnam for us to get now, or longer periods. I want to go to Thailand. I want to go to. I would love to go to Chiang Mai. I'd love to go to Bangkok. So, but yeah, man, there's so many great areas for us to be and see. But that reach out, man. I'm here. I'm here. Yes. Wasn't it? I mean, just yeah, man. So what an honor. I'm just blown away. And then, you know, showing up here on my channel on my live and saying hi. I mean, man, just I'm moved by it, right? Really, really cool. Yeah. Yes, Benny. My own boot dog brother. How was your trip back home? How did it go? How was that flight? Oh man, we were just talking about leaving home, right? Mm, yeah, that had to be rough. But hey, thanks again for being out here and connecting, and it just was a great time. Setting up that hire, going up the mountains. That was fun, man. Hope you're good there. Hope you make it back soon. I'm sure I'm sure you're wanting to be back yourself and looking at how you can speed up that time. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Good morning. Actually, he's down in Florida. So it's nighttime. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a jet lag, but I'm good. I bet, man. I wonder how long does it take you to adjust for the jet lag? Yeah, if anyone, how long did it take you guys to adjust coming back and then going there? For me, when I came out here on the last flight, it only took me a couple of days, I would say. Yeah, I would say 2 days, but then maybe a week to be fully adjusted. How about you guys? How long is it taking? Hey, Chris, would you say the loneliness? Yeah, yeah, here we go. Would you say the loneliness epidemic in the US for men is a serious issue or more just a popular trending red pill? Brother, I can speak from my own experience on that. I would say it's not it's a real deal. I mean, I think and a lot of us men out there are that, and not even just men. A lot of people out there in the United States are kind of going through this. And I've really noticed it since the pandemic. And I feel it's one of the kind of the big cultural differences between here and there. They have such a strong family part of their culture here, a tie, a connection that we just don't have in the United States. You've got kids in the United States in the West, when you're 18, you're gone. You're out of the house. You may never come home. Here it's just that is almost unheard of. You've got the OFWs that go and try to make money for the family, which that is kind of how most of us operate in the United States, but that's not the majority. And if you do have that in a family, it's maybe like one sibling. So they've got these big families, they got big ties and connections, and so I think that's really a piece of this disconnect that we have in the United States, where we have this real isolation. And I think that since the pandemic, it just got expanded on, right? It just kind of blew up. And for me, that's why I came out here. I was just starting. I got divorced like 3 months before the pandemic start. So it was not only was I recreating myself as this individual, but I started it in the middle of this isolation, right? So it's real. It real. And I hear you, man. And it is something I feel that it's scary. for gentlemen and for individuals that are kind of going into this time of year. And I just, like I said, I invite people to come out, check it out here, change your, and that's the other part too. Even just changing your situation, changing your environment can help with that. Even though you might be alone out here when you're here, but even, it's just there's also this whole newness around it. So wow, man, great question. And I feel something that it's scary times out there. Yeah, good luck though, brother. I hope you can make it out for the holidays. It'd be great. Mark, hey Chris, good to watch a live. Finally, cool. I'm in Texas. I'm out after dinner trying to finish up my 20,000 steps. Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to moving to the Philippines next year. Yes, hey Mac. Well, man, yeah, that's it's exciting, right? The planning, the looking at getting everything in order, selling your belongings, and have you done a scouting trip yet? What area are you looking to come out to? Yeah, that's exciting. I remember it was about a year ago when I decided to make the move, and that was pretty spectacular. Once you make that decision, trying to get that ball moving in that direction, things kind of fall into place. So yeah, good for you, man. Congratulations. Yeah, BJ, Xanax and a couple of shots of liquor, good for sleeping on the plane. That's actually, I've had a couple of people tell me about that. They talk to their doc, they can get, Valium or whatever that's along those lines, and that's also really helped them too, right? Yeah, that's hilarious. Charles, hey, from Odessa. We got the COVID booster today. Oh wow, okay. No more cards. Joe, got my RSV and got my flu shot. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's really interesting, Charles. There really isn't any pandemic conversation here. None. It's really wild to be away from that context. I don't know about any kind of the boosters or any of that now. So really wild. Hmm. Yeah. Are you coming out here soon? Hello from Odessa. You coming out soon, Charles? What's your plan? Yeah. Big dreams, Philippines. Hey, Chris. Do you have a favorite local food or restaurant in Cebu City? Man, we're gonna do a video on this. And that's kind of one of the things I like to do with my channel as well. I like to kind of show restaurants because a lot of people ask about food and eateries and stuff like that. And I got my buddy John, just an incredible guy, right? He's an employment attorney here. So he and I do a lot of food stuff together. We actually just went to this. Is that a Korean place? Yeah, a Korean place last night. Amazing. And then we've had a bunch of places that where the food's been amazing. I can't give you a favorite. I mean, there's some stuff like we like this boy Zumba or boy Zumba. Yeah, we like this place in the third floor of Isla Terrace. It's really Filipino style, and it's inexpensive and it's good. They have a really good chicken and asal. So we like that. We love the Pancake House in Ayala Mall. Those are some of our favorites. But we've also had some Abaca Baking Company. That's another one of our favorites. But we've seen some other places that my buddy John has introduced me to. Some really good coffee shops. Tightrope Coffee Shop. Man, I mean, just some of the best coffee I've ever had. So that's been really fun. The food has been really, honestly, it's been a big surprise for me, and just the options. And I know some of it's just Cebu City, but really a lot of great restaurants. Joe will not get the flu shot. I've always get one, but I'm a baby. Yeah, I've always gotten a shot too. Every year I would get a flu shot. It's just interesting here. It's nothing that I even hear about anymore. Steve, hey Chris, I just completed my 10th trip to the Philippines. I was in Cebu in August, but found the noise and air pollution to be pretty bad. I ended up with an upper respiratory infection in 5 days. So it's interesting, Steve. I haven't really noticed the air pollution here in the city at all. I don't notice it. The noise pollution, I think, is just part of the Philippines. It's a lot noisier here in general. Thankfully, I don't have the best of hearing, so I don't hear a lot of that kind of stuff. So none of this issue has been a factor for me. And then coming from Denver, Denver's got some of the worst air because you've got this, it just kind of sits in the city and you got smog and air. I noticed the air. And then if you have a fire in the past 3 or 4 years when I was there, they had a ton of smoke pollution. So the air quality for me is actually better than where I came from. But I admit the noise pollution is a concern, and the air pollution could be a concern, especially if you're not if you're not from any kind of city, you'll notice it. But I really haven't noticed the air at all. It has been a non-issue, and it's nothing close to Manila. I was actually just asking my buddy John about the air quality in Cebu because a lot of people do comment on it. Um, and he was saying, you know, the readings that he was showing me. I got to find that site that he was looking at. There was nothing there. Now I can tell you this, Steve, that depending on where you're staying, it is very, very critical that the air conditioning gets cleaned. That is something that I've learned. These air cons out here, they need to be cleaned, you know, probably every 3 months or so by a professional to get all the mold and stuff out of it. Because what can happen is your air conditioning can be putting in bad air into your environment. So something to look out for. Yeah. Darren, good morning. Kristen, Joe, yes, good morning. Mayong buntag. Magandang umaga. Hello, bonjour. Yes, why you tripping? Thanks for being here. Yeah. Wonder if a fellow can drag a Filipina to Thailand. Oh, wonder if, yeah. So I think that is what Charles, I think that's what a lot of guys do. They marry a Filipina and they either move to Thailand or Malaysia. I think you're right on. I think a lot of guys do that right now. Yeah, TY for answering my question. Brother, that's why we're here. Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. Yes, good to see and hear you. 7:43, 10 minutes ago. Good to see and hear you, Dad. Hope you're good there. Hope all is well. Love you. Miss you guys. Hope you're well. I think about, so there's, Dad, there's this avocado pie that I get here at this treat street shop that my buddy John introduced me to, and I know you would love it. And I sit there and I think, how could I get a piece of avocado pie to my dad? How could I do that? And it's just, it's amazing. It's really, it's, as they say here, super lami. It's very tasty, and it looks like a key lime pie, so it's kind of, well, it's like avocado color, but it is so good. Oh my gosh, I will do a video on that, and I will do that, give it a shout out or whatever say to you on that, because every time I have that, I think about you. So hope you're doing well. Yeah, I would use the bike. Okay, I would use the bike for long journeys, but when it comes to short journeys, I would do weekly shopping. Yep, etc. Yeah, I found. Have you found any Marmite in Cebu yet? I haven't been looking for that. Would love to see your reaction as I love it. All right. Yeah, I need to look at that. A lot of guys I think have asked about that. But yeah, no, you could do exactly. You could do the bike for long journeys to get you out of the city and stuff. And you're gonna want that. Otherwise, you kind of get there's a lot of guys, and there's nothing wrong with this. There's a lot of guys who pretty much don't get out of Cebu. You know, they don't, especially as it's a little bit, I think, intimidating for some people when they first get here, to kind of travel and venture out. But you're safe, guys. I mean, you're safe on this island, especially the island of Cebu. You know, as long as you're a decent human being, you're going to be just fine exploring everywhere and anywhere on this island, right? Go down to Oslob, go over to Mobile, go north to Bintayan, go over to Capotes and stay with, you know, DJ's resort there. See those guys. You're good here. You really are. And having that bike allows you to kind of set that for yourself. Now you don't necessarily need a bike. You can hop on a bus and you can go over to Bintayan. You can go down to Mobile. You can go up to Donau Port, catch a ferry over, and you know you got David will pick you up at the port there for D-Day's resort. So you've got options if you don't have transportation, and you know having a bike does open up some stuff for you. Yeah, yeah, really cool, Dean. Good luck, brother. Yeah, cool, Chris Ty. Yeah, no problem, Rob. Yeah, no problem. Love Chiang Mai, Thailand. I just go to Vietnam. Yeah, absolutely, right. That's what a lot of people do. That's what a lot of people do. They love it, and then the burn season, they just kind of pop out for a little bit, which dude, that makes sense. That makes sense, and it's smart. You know, you can change your scenery, you can change your environment. Yeah, I know a lot of guys do that. And how do you like Vietnam? And where do you go in Vietnam? Like what areas? And have the visas changed there where it's a 90-day e-visa, where it makes it a little more convenient for us? Yeah, really would love the feedback on that if you don't mind, sir. Yeah, Charles. Now 6:45 p.m. in Odessa. Hello, Joe. My Joe is not doing so good. At least she ate some cereal today. Okay, okay. Well. Hope she gets better, man. Hope she's well. Yeah. I've noticed there was also a white lady expat at the meetup. Is she a blogger? No, that's David Bond's girlfriend. I'm assuming that you're talking about. Yeah, and I think she's from Leyte. Yeah. Billy Van. Billy Van? Yeah, Billy Ran. She's from Leyte, and that's David Bond's girlfriend. Yeah. Yeah. I think I know that's who you're talking about. Yeah. The flight wasn't too bad. I think I slept a tad bit more than last time. Yep, I slept. I first got on the plane to South Korea to Atlanta. Yeah, that's the other part. Someone was asking about flights. I would try to avoid, if you're coming to Cebu, try to avoid Manila if you can. If you can't, whatever. Just make sure you give yourself a good 3 hours in Manila to kind of to navigate around. But I would the flight I did. Really like. I did San Francisco to Taipei and Taipei to Cebu. Great. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Joe. Yes, hope she feels better soon. Yeah, Joe's a little stuffy this morning. Yeah, a little stuffy, but doing great. Big dreams, Philippines. The family culture sold me on the Philippines. Yes, decided to sell it all and leave the rat race for good. I'm with you, man. Same. Yeah, the friendliness of the people. I mean, that was kind of the thing over Thailand for me. The friendliness of people and English speaking, that's what did it for me. And especially when I looked at the main reasons why I was left the United States to begin with is, you know, what I would describe as kind of a hate culture to come to like really the polar opposite of that. And not that Thailand is any bad. It's just you're kind of always a farang there. I don't think you're really welcomed as I have felt welcomed here and as others feel welcome. That's a Himalayan. It hit the stores here in Denmark. Wow. Is it the 450 Himalayan? Dude, you got me. I'll have to start looking at that. Yeah, I would. That is a bike I'm very interested in, the Himalayan 450, because Joe and I could ride two up. We can get luggage for it. I can go anywhere. I could do some mild off-road stuff here. That's really cool, man. I'd be interested to see more about it. It's been on my radar as there was speculation about it coming out, and definitely, I would love to get a Royal Enfield sponsor. I'd promote that bike all day long because I feel like it would be an incredible machine. At BJ, had to take it Xanax away from my wife. Hustle told me she was killing. Oh man, yeah, yeah. BJ, no problem, Chris. Thanks for the meetup as well. I had a great time. I'm definitely ready to come back. I bet. Probably still the same time frame. Yeah, okay, brother. Well, yeah. Let me know how I can help. If you got questions or stuff like that, or whatever, brother. Yeah, yeah. That was really great hooking up. Hello, hello. Philippines dreams or reality, right? Yeah, what a great title. What a great channel. Ah, so cool, man. Hello, how's it going, man? Charles, no problem, man. I would say turn until the end, so I'll do anything until then. Yeah, good for you, man. Yep. Yeah, Mark Scotty Boy really knows how to work the room in Cebu. He did. Yeah, it was so wild being around him. He's got a great energy. He really does. And he's a good guy. He's a good guy. It was fun connecting with him. And I've seen him a ton now. Because I'm at Ayala Mall, like, every day, almost multiple times a day, especially if I'm in town, so it's really great connecting with him and chatting with him a little bit. We haven't had really time to sit down and talk, but whatever, we're both kind of busy doing stuff. So, but yeah, it was really fun having him there. He was the only one that kind of was vlogging, but whatever, it was fun. I just wanted to really, like I said, Chad reached out to me and I was really excited to chat with Chad. And if you don't watch his channel, he's really he's a great, first of all, he's just a great guy. I really enjoy being around him and talking with him, and he's got really just a stellar channel and does a lot of Philippines travel content. I mean, that's what he does, and he's out in Siargao right now filming. So but yeah, that's kind of how it all came about, and I just really wanted to connect with these guys and really just kind of bring people together. And that's the goal of this channel, whether you're a vlogger or just a tourist coming out or looking to move here. I want to bring people together and use this channel to kind of do that. And it's really kind of cool to see that vision realized. Things really happening. So awesome. Yeah, that was fun being around them. JC Golf, hey Chris and Joe. So where you at with the channel growth? Thoughts? Push for 10K prize draw, maybe lunch with the man himself or some of that avocado pie. So the channel growth it's been pretty stagnant for the past couple months. But whatever. I mean, yeah, it's been interesting to kind of see that. And I think some of that may have to do with my lack of camera and, my on-screen uncomfortableness kind of portraying through shooting with the GoPro. I'm just not comfortable with the GoPro, and I really like my vlogging style is with the 360 camera. I'm a big fan of that. So I think maybe that was some of that. I didn't have my camera for 2 months, a month and a half. And I don't know, right? I'm not quite sure what had the drop, but things are there. And the thing about YouTube is it's it takes time. Someone said it's like planting a tree. You have to watch it just kind of grow and feed it the nutrients to have it grow. And so that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm patient. I'm in this for the long game. This isn't something I'm trying to get done in 7 months. This is something I want to do over the next several years and really just kind of grow and develop as time. So it's going all right. It's not quite as exciting as it was the first couple months where things grown and money wise it's non-existent, right? I think my revenue for last month was whatever, just over $100. So it's not generating the revenue that I was hoping for, but whatever, man. It's not even really about money. Like I said, I really want to just create communities. I want to bring people together and do that. So it's going phenomenal in that direction. Like the vision and what I wanted to create, that is really exceeding my expectations. So yeah, so it's kind of a little bit of a roller coaster, but it's going well. Great question, Jeff. Appreciate that, brother. My last day here while sitting outside Starbucks, one of those walking ladies tried to give me a happy send off, right? There are a lot of them in IL Mall. Heads up, watch out, be careful. Yes, at Darren Norris, my own Boontog. You know Darren? Oh, Darren, yes. Hey, Darren, I know Darren too. Hey, let us know if you want to get back together and do some stuff up there. Yeah, man. Good morning, man. How's it going? Hope you're good. Yes, Jenny. Good morning, Chris and Joe, watching from the 17th floor. Me and Gary, well, while taking breakfast. Okay. No. Oh, hey, Jenny. Yeah, Jen. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, I didn't recognize Jenny. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, yes. Yes, thanks guys for having us over too. These guys are big Formula One fans like me, and we've been connecting and watching the race. So yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Oh wow. There was a restaurant in Ayala called Salad Stop. Huh. Serving only veggies. I heard that it is gone. Do you happen to know if that info is correct? Yeah, the guy I have not seen that place. And I don't know where you would go for a place only veggies. There's probably some Korean stuff I would think would be your best bet, but you're right. I think that place is gone. Yep, that's funny. I didn't recognize her name there. Is Scotty Girl is Scotty Girl Bayot? What's that mean? Huh? Oh, is Scotty gay? No, no, he's not gay. He's a straight guy. Yeah. Sorry, I've never heard that word before. Joe had to let me know. Hey, Chris and Joe, Filipina from North Carolina. Yes. Hey, or Charlotte. Yeah. Yeah. How's it going there? Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Yes. Beautiful part of the United States for sure. Joe, you see her doctor on Thursday. Maybe she can start her medication after her COVID shots. Yeah. Yeah. Hope everything turns out well, Charles. Really. I've had no issues with the airport at Mactan. Yep, in Cebu, both domestic, international, aside from flight delays. Just be careful with taxis and the porters outside. Yep. Yeah, I've had no problems with Cebu. Cebu Airport is really easy to navigate. Really easy to get. I flew out one of the busiest weeks, Holy Week. I flew out to Boracay, and from when I got dropped off to my gate, I was there a half hour. It took me a half hour, really fast, and I had to print a boarding pass. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Mactan Airport. It can your one concern about getting there from Cebu can be traffic though, so you got to watch for that. But yeah, Mactan, the airport here is phenomenal, and they remodeled it. Yeah, John, my own Boontog, yes, brother, my own Boontog. Thanks again for dinner last night, showing us that another great place. Let's plan on a video and let's shoot a restaurant if you can. Would be good to shoot it in the next day or two as we're heading out of town. Yeah, thanks again for that. That was really great. I grew up riding a Honda 125 trials bike. It was great to climb mountains. The one thing I don't understand Yeah, it's why anyone have aggressive off-road tires. Yeah, yeah. So one of the things that's been interesting here is the roads have actually been great. I mean, everything's been really paved. I haven't really encountered much off-road stuff where I would want knobbier tires yet. Knock on wood. Everything's been paved. We had some in Commodus. We had some roads that weren't paved, and it's this kind of weird like shell mixture, but it did run off the water where it wasn't muddy. So even there, I felt like I was fine. But yeah, yeah, it's the road conditions here have really surprised me, where you really don't need aggressive off-road tires. Can you take your Filipina girlfriend to another country, or do you have to marry? It depends on the country. Now there are some countries that your Filipino girlfriend can travel to easily. Thailand, Malaysia. I don't know all of them. Is Japan one? Yeah, or Tokyo? Yeah. So there are some countries that you can fly to easily with your Filipino, but there's some that are not. Like it's really hard to get them to the United States. It's possible. So some countries are easy, some countries are not. It just kind of depends. So there's a lot of trafficking, human trafficking that happens in the Philippines. So that's really why they make it challenging, is they want to make sure that the Filipina is not being trafficked, right? So that's why it's a little bit challenging. Yes, off the cuff adventures with Jamie. Good morning from Davao. Oh, cool, man. Yeah, really beautiful there. I've had a lot of people recently talk to me about Davao City. Yeah, awesome. Love it. Yes, John. Good morning. Good morning to Joe. My own dog, Joe. My own dog. There are vegan and vegetarian restos in the city. Okay. Yeah, I think you were going to introduce me to a vegan place. Yeah, we should do a video on that at some point, because I know that's a popular way of eating in the United States too. Mm. Ah, yes. Da Nang, Ho Chi Minh, Hanoi are some of the great places in Vietnam. Food is fantastic. People are friendly, industrious people, and beautiful country. Yes, appreciate that. Yeah, I think it was Da Nang that was the place I wanted to go in Vietnam. I'm really excited to check that out. I wonder how the visas are though. I think it's a 90-day electronic visa. I don't know for sure. It'd be good to kind of know about that. And my understanding too is that's a recent change as of I believe August, which has really opened things up for people, I think, to travel there. It'd be good to see if that's true or not. Yeah. Charles, yes, thumbs up. Appreciate it, man. We've been live for an hour. Hit the thumbs up. Joe, yes, my own Boontog. BJ, you need to teach Chris the bad slang. I actually am learning this bad slang words. My buddy John he's got me a whole document of them. Yeah, I got to be careful because that kind of thing. You don't know what you're saying. You don't know the context behind it. I got myself in trouble with Spanish a couple times. I remember for saying that, but yeah, yeah, too fun. BJ has a long list of that. Yeah, yeah, I have a long list already. I have a whole document. Edgar, good morning. My own Boontog. I assume you're here in the Philippines because it's morning. Magandang umaga if you're Tagalog. I don't know how to say it any longer. It's probably my own Boontog, right? I don't know. Yes, BJ doesn't have the ground. Just don't have him go around saying, yeah, Char. I don't know that one. It's funny. Yeah, there's some that I'm learning, like animal. So calling someone an animal is kind of is one of the words that can be insulting or whatnot. It's one. It's kind of a swear word of sorts, right? Yeah, Edgar, you just subscribed. Oh, thanks for being here, brother. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, thanks for being here. A little bit of a quiet live today, but that's all right. We're still a new channel, 7 months old, but playing the YouTube game and trying to be consistent as possible and being authentic and traveling around. So thanks for being here. Appreciate it, Edgar. Hope all is good where you're at, man. Yeah. Joe the Latanya. James is saying, I'm still having issues at getting a cheap phone service for the islands. I want to keep my USA phone for banking issues. What can I do? All right. Cheap phone service for the islands. So I honestly, I like Globe or Smart. I think those are your two big providers. I think depending on which island you're going to be at, James, you're going to want to take a look at which provider is best. For here in Cebu, I've had no issues with Globe. I think they're a good provider, but I do know guys who run both. So it really just kind of depends on where you're going to be. So I think Globe is great. As far as keeping your phone number, I think it depends. So you can do, I noticed a lot of guys are using Mint Mobile, and then you can port your number over. It's really cheap. And that's kind of what I think I wish I did. I didn't want to keep my United States number simply because it was a number that I had for 20 years. As a working professional, it's a number that people contacted me for work. So I really wanted a new number. Otherwise, I would keep getting work calls. So yeah, that's what I did. I actually went with Skype, but I kind of wish I went with Mint. And one of the things, downsides with Skype is I don't have voicemail. I think I pay, I can't even remember. It was pretty cheap, like $35 for the year for the Skype number. But Mint, I also feel, is a good option, and you can get voicemail with that. So lots of options for phone. But here in the Philippines, you pretty much have Globe or Smart, and I pay like 1,500 pesos a month, which is, whatever. Let's look at that. What's 1,500 pesos? 1,500. That's $26 a month for my phone, right? And it's more than enough. I could go cheaper than that, really, because I've got a 30 gig plan. But I also use it as a hotspot for like my iPad and my laptop if I need it. And Joe uses it sometimes if she needs load. I could probably get by though with a lot cheaper plan. But yeah, Globe or Smart are your best options here, James. Ilongo, yeah, that's my own boon. Okay. My own buntag is my own aga. Okay. Yeah, thanks, brother. Appreciate that. Yep. Do you know any? Do I know any what? Do I know any rhyme or slang? Yeah, I mean, I've known a lot of I've learning some slang. I don't have a lot of it. Learning some various words. I'm pretty PG, guys. I even, I like to laugh in life. I like to be easygoing. I like to be chill, you know? I don't like to have a lot of drama and chaos and whatever. Yes, calling someone animal can reduce your expiration date. Yes. Yeah, that's a really an insult for people. And I can't, yeah, yeah, it's a big insult for people is to, well, and you have to look at the culture here, right? And how it's just disrespectful. It's a saving face culture. And that really does, it's a big insult. All right, Joe, we're all caught up on the comments. What do we want to talk about today? Hmm? I've covered it all. Joe says I've covered it all. What about you guys? Any topics, anything we want to chat about? Got an hour and 15 minutes. Joe's over there stretching like she's tired. What about you guys? Let's see what we got going on here. Home. Yes. What do we got? 1 second here. I'm just looking here. Yeah. All right. George, it was great seeing you both in Regular Guys video. Yeah, no, that was really cool that he, was started vlogging that. I think it was, we, you know, nobody else was shooting, so we're all just kind of chit chatting, and then Scotty Boy brings out the camera and starts it up. It was fun. I think we all had a good time. We're all used to being on camera, so it's not like anyone's like offended or shocked. But it was great. Like I said too, that was really, you know, kind of honored. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of comments that I'm not seeing. Interesting. Oh, okay. Is there, my buddy just messaged me saying there's a lot of comments I'm not seeing, but anyways, um, yeah, yeah, that was fun. That was a good time. We really enjoyed that. It was really, like I said, last minute and impromptu kind of get together. So it was a good time. Channels, earnings, brand sponsorship. Have you looked into it? You moved to the Philippines because it were your dreams to come true. I'm sure they'll all watch ads for you. Okay. Yeah, I have, so JC, it's not something I've really looked into a ton as far as at this stage of it. I've thought a little bit about merchandise, brand sponsorship. I mean, honestly, Royal Enfield would be great. I'm a huge fan of their bikes. I feel like the Enfield 450 or the Hunter 450 is a kind of ideal machine for the Philippines. But yeah, I haven't really looked much into it. I had one, so right around 10,000 subscribers, which is where I'm at. My understanding is you start to get sponsorships, and I did get one that reached out to me. What's that? Christian Filipino reached out to me regarding doing some stuff. I don't use those guys. Um, so it wasn't something I kind of pursued, but maybe I'll do affiliate link with them. But I have looked a little bit. I just want to make sure it's a product that I'm using or doing before I do that. But t-shirts, I thought about a Holy Mackerel t-shirt. I thought about that. I thought about some merchandise and stuff, but it's still kind of small and fun. But yeah, I mean that would be exciting thing to do to to bring it up a little bit. But yeah, that's hilarious. Which bank do you think is a good BDO or BDI? So I had someone, James, recommended BDI. I don't have experience in either one, but he recommended BDI because of really their online abilities. Like he could accomplish his transfers a lot easier with BDI versus BDO. So, but I don't have expertise. But that was his comments on that. Gary, good morning. Chris and Joe, yes, from the business park. Howdy, neighbor. How's it going there? Looking forward to the next race, man. Should be great. Should be a good time. Joe, do you see? So John messaged that there's comments and I'm not seeing. Are you in there and seeing? You're seeing the same thing as me? Okay. Would you be willing to make me another cup of coffee? I'm dying here. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. And say hey while you're here.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Yes, good morning. Appreciate that, girl. Yes. Are you on camera? No, you're not on camera. As I tickle her while she's still in the water. Oh, yes. I don't know if that's coming across, but yes. Good morning. Yes. Thanks, Gary, for being here. Appreciate it. All right. Give us some examples of what you learned in Basan. So I learned, my own buntag, which is good morning. My own hapon, which is like good afternoon. My own gabi, which is good evening. I learned basug, which is full, which is really handy when you're walking along some of these food vendors and people say, hey, you want some food or whatever. You can say, oh, basug. For one, they'll smile. But that's a good way to kind of say that you've already eaten. But yeah, so full. I learned basat, which is like wet. So if you have things that are wet, basat, water's wet. Water is too big. In it is hot. So in it too is like when the sun is beating down on you. But you could also, where'd Joe go? I think it's called iga, which is where you're hot. Like it could be hot in here, but it's not because of the sun. So that's another one. So yeah, I'm learning. I'm getting there. What, maybe 25 words or so, but it makes a big difference. The guy and when you're in a foreign country and you can speak even just a little bit of the language, people really respond to it. They do here anyways. They're really happy that you're attempting to say some stuff. So I do recommend learning kind of the basics. And there's probably several other words that I know, but those are the ones that I remember. My buddy John is really helping me learn. Joe's obviously helping me learn. My friend Christine helped me learn a lot of words too. So yeah. Apples and pears equals stairs. Yeah. Did you get your vaccines before you came there? Yeah. So I got a bunch of vaccines before I came here. And what I did is I went and saw my doctor and I said, look, at the time it was just a scouting trip. So I said, look, I'm getting ready to go to the Philippines for 3 weeks. Is there any kind of vaccines that I need? And there were some hepatitis ones that I got that aren't popular in the United States. I got those. And then I don't know if I got typhoid or not, but I did get some vaccines. And the hepatitis ones that I got, it takes like 6 months to get vaccinated for that. And then, of course, at the time when I came over, the COVID vaccine was still a requirement. So I was vaccinated and boosted on the COVID side of it. I don't know. I don't think none of that applies anymore. Obviously Jennifer Terry, she's a great resource for that kind of stuff. But yeah, those are the vaccines that I got when I came over. So it's hard to believe it's been 9 months going on 10 months. That is hard to believe. So yeah. Do you recommend El Nido, or is it just for tourists? Yeah, that's a great. So Palawan, El Nido, that area. I think it's great. I think it's a great place to go visit. So yes, in the sense that I wouldn't want to live there. But yeah, I want to go. I haven't been yet. I can tell you Boracay is not a place for me. I find it very expensive and I find it super touristy. Yeah. So that Palawan and Boracay are two of the places that to me are kind of similar that I want to go, I want to experience, but I wouldn't want to live. And I have no desire to go back to Boracay. Like I saw it, it's fine, it's whatever. There's just so many other islands. And to me, the touristy spots aren't ones that, I want to go places where did you see the footage on the Tulang Island? I was the only one on the beach there. And did you see my videos on Boracay? I was fighting to walk, and it's so different. But on the flip side of that, Ian, if you're a guy that look, you have no intention of living here, you just want to come on vacation and hang out, and you're a solo traveler, Boracay might be it, because you're gonna be able to have plenty of things to do. You got tons of restaurants and eateries, you got some nightlife. So look, if that's what you're up to, and whatever, right? To each our own. We're all kind of into different things. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So we're all into different things that, Boracay might be that, so it's for some folks for sure, if that, that makes sense, right? It wasn't for me, and living here and my desires to get to more secluded places, to more remote places. I love Comodos. I freaking love that island. I love that island. I'm a huge fan of that place. Yeah. James, do t-shirts and coffee mugs. Yes, I'll have to get my Holy Mackerel t-shirt and coffee mug. Yes. Ooh, that's in it. That's in it, Joe. Or is it Iga? Is it in it? Yes. Yes. Boat race equals space. Huh. Is that a t-shirt? Hey, Chris and Joe, hope all as well. Any info on satellite internet there? Yeah, great question. So what's that? Starlink, that the Elon Musk internet service. So I know several people who have it. So DJ's Resort over there on Comodos, they recently switched to Starlink. I think it's a great service, and that especially if you're out remote. If you're in one of the provinces, you're not in one of the big cities. I think it's a great option, and I think it'll get you what you need. I looked at it as a way to potentially travel around and have internet, but there are some limitations around that. You got to have line of sight to the sky, and you got to have good line of sight to the sky. And my understanding too is they don't really necessarily have the satellite coverage where you're not going to have drops. I don't if you guys watch Tim K and his live streams, he's got drops every 20 so minutes where he's moving from satellite to satellite. So I think it's a service hopefully that continues to improve as they get more satellites up and the coverage improves. Right now, I think it's a little bit in its infancy stage where they've got a little bit of issues. But if you're not live streaming or doing video calls, I think you're going to be just fine on Starlink. I think it's a great service. It's fast, up and down. So I've looked into it. Just with me and Globe right now, I've got 150 meg pipe. It's more than enough to do this on live streams. It's more than enough for me to download and stream videos and things like that. So I'm content with Globe, and it's pretty cheap. I pay again 1,500 pesos, so whatever, $30. So yeah, Starlink is a good option if you're in the province in that area. It could be your only option in some areas, right? Coming in February, any pitfalls buying a used bike from a private seller at a thousand or Tanneray one? Yeah, those big bike versus 1000 or Tanneray, you're gonna have a hard time finding those bikes here used. They're not really anything over 500 cc. Morton, you're not gonna really find, and they're not practical here, brother. I don't know if you'd really want that because you're gonna be it's slow. You have to realize most of your riding is below 40 miles an hour. It is, and unless you get on the highways in Manila, and that's just a limited area where you're going to get above 50 miles an hour. I mean, all of my riding is below 40 miles an hour, and cities and roads, and even when you look at the province areas, your small roads, lots of traffic still. You know, it's just you don't really open it up, and you wouldn't want to. You got dogs, you got people, you got trikes. It's just it's a slower moving traveling experience here in the Philippines. Even in a car, it's slow. You know, you're not moving fast. So I wouldn't suggest anything over 500 cc really. I think the what do you call it, the CB500X, the Honda CB. I think that's a phenomenal machine for the Philippines. I think the Royal Enfield Himalayan 450. I mean, man, I think that's going to be a rock star machine for the Philippines. If that comes out, anything bigger than that, Tanneray 1200 versus 1000, dude, they're just too big. You're not going to get out of first gear. A Ferrari on a go-kart track, right? So yeah, good stuff. But buying used here can be a little bit of a challenge. But you could do Facebook Marketplace is probably your best bet for that. For anything like that, you can buy used on Facebook Marketplace is where I would go to buy used cars, to buy used motorcycles. You can go to dealerships and buy stuff. I've not seen those machines other than brand new. And when you buy brand new on the motorcycle, get ready for, like maybe a 2-month wait before you can buy it, because it's got to get registered with the offices. And it's not like you get a temp tag that you can go ride while it's being registered. It's a bike that you can't ride. So you need to register it and then wait for the registration to come through, and then you could ride it. So it's a little bit of a process on buying new bikes here. On a used bike, it's different. That machine's already registered with the office. You can ride it immediately. But on the new bike, you have to wait for that registration. Yeah, I got my Hep A, B, and C, tetanus. Yep, the furo, typhoid, fever, and rabies. Dude, that's your list right there, man, right? So I had my tetanus. You're right. I got my tetanus. It's good for 10 years. I think I got typhoid and rabies. Wow. Interesting. Wow, that's a whole list of them. Very interesting. Thanks for that post, brother. I appreciate that. That's helpful, I'm sure, for a lot of people who are, if that's something you're interested in, pro-vaccine, whatever. I don't have an opinion on that. I think that's up to the individual, but thanks for that complete list. Really do. That's great. Yes. Cully, sorry about that, brother. I skipped over you. Hey, hello. Yes. Hi. How's it going? Good afternoon. Good evening. Hello. Hey, Joe. How are you, Joe? Are you feeling better, sweetie? She's still stuffy. Yes. You're welcome. Mint Mobile is what I know a lot of guys are running, right? That's that Ryan Reynolds cell service. Really cheap and voicemail. It's the one thing I don't like about Skype. I'm using Skype, but whatever. Yeah. A couple of options around that, right? I agree about Mint Mobile. Okay. All right, sweet, Gary. As long as I have Wi-Fi, I can make and receive calls, texts from the U.S., and I have cell service wherever I go back to the U.S. Gary, really appreciate that comment. Yeah, I've talked to several guys who are using Mint and like it. So, yeah, and it's cheap, right, brother? What do you pay? Like, whatever, $10 a month for that? I think I might switch. I think I paid for a year, so I might switch when my Skype is up. Mainly because of the voicemail aspect. I don't have voicemail, where I'm at, and it'd be good I only use it for like my family and stuff. But even then, so here's the thing that you want to think about. If you're an Apple guy, right? Like you've got an iPhone and all your family has iPhones, that doesn't matter what phone number you have. That Apple ID is based on an email address. So you can communicate with those guys no matter what phone number you have. Really, that was something I realized when I got out here that I love. So I get a new SIM card for my phone, I pop it in, I start texting my family and stuff, and it's still using the Apple message system. It's not using the text message, it's not using that, and FaceTime and all that work. So that was really really a helpful piece of that as well if you're an Apple guy and your family is Apple. So Apple to Apple, you can talk regardless of your provider as long as you've got service. Yeah, really cool. Yeah, COVID vax not checked at all. Yeah, I don't for now anymore. I don't think there's any requirement on that, right? Yeah, thanks, Gary. I'll look into Mint Mobile. What about having a Philippines phone number with a registered card? You're gonna want, James, you're gonna want a Philippines phone number because it once you get that, it opens up services that are here like Gcash and Grab, Food Panda, all these services that are really, really super helpful. Now, are they required? No. But Gcash, let me give you an example of how convenient Gcash is for me. Is I pay my electric bill, I pay my phone bill, my Globe phone bill, and my Globe internet all with Gcash. I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to stand in line. It's all electronic. I can just use Gcash. In Gcash, you'll need a Philippines phone number to set up that service. And Grab also. Now Grab is really it's only going to be useful in like Manila or in Cebu, maybe probably Davao City also, but it's not going to be, you're not going to use Grab in Dumaguete. It's not around or available. So so it just kind of depends on where you're at if Grab's going to be an option or not. But Grab is incredibly useful here in Cebu City. I like it. And that is like your Uber, right? So you can get a ride. I don't use it all the time, but if you're out somewhere where there's no cabs, you can just do a Grab and you can have someone come pick you up. It is a little bit more, whatever, 20% more than your cab ride. But the other thing I really like about Grab is I don't have to tell the cab driver where I'm going. You know, like when you use Uber, you can put in your destination. I really like that about Grab as well as is the destination set. You just go. So yeah, great questions, James. Really really appreciate your questions on a couple things here. Yeah. Yeah, BJ, I wonder if the Grab driver had a giggle over the FM correcting. I don't know, my own hop on, my own Gabi, good times. Trying to remember. Huh?
You don't remember?
I don't remember. Tell me.
Yeah, when we were in taxi and you say maayong hapon,
Right?
maayong gabi, and the driver collected you.
I don't remember. What was it?
When we were in Freedom Farm business,
No, but it was afternoon, day, or morning? Yeah.
late afternoon.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if the Grab driver got a giggle. Yeah, they do in general, right? They get a giggle when you try to speak the language because we sound like we're 4, right? We sound like we're 4 years old when we try to speak the language. So, and then they're just they like it, you know, just like us as Americans. When someone from a foreign country says thank you, you know, whatever, right? In their cute little accent that they have, we appreciate that as well. And it's no different here. So, but I don't really, I kind of remember now, but I don't remember all the context of it. Yeah, toss in some karaoke vids and your channel subs will take off with a bunch of new Filipino subs. I'm sure the ladies will swoon. Yeah, the karaoke vids. I did one, right? We did the boodle fight over at Joe's house where we did some karaoke after. And I actually, you know, this is one of the things I really like about the channel is I do have a Filipino subscriber base. You know, it's I can't remember the exact percentage, but I think it's in the 40% of the Filipino subscribers base. The other thing that's really interesting about my demographic is my age. I've got people, so I've got like 20, so there's these age groups of whatever, 24 to 35, 35 to 45, 55 to 65, and so on. I've got 20% in all of those brackets, right? So I've got guys from, you know, or people from all age brackets too. So it's really interesting kind of looking at my stats and my demographic, and really excited about, you know, my Filipino viewers and you know, because I want to be, you know, I don't want to be vlogging in a country where the local people don't even like me, right? I don't think that's wise. So I'm really excited about that. You know, you're right. So love my, yeah, you're saying if you know Spanish, you may know more Filipino words than you think. Example in Spanish, abre la puerta, in Basayan. Yeah, abre hinge puerta. You're absolutely right, love. Yeah. there's been a lot of words that I didn't realize that were even there, like pan, bread. Yeah, abre la porta, open the door. Yeah, no, you're right, porta, door. So there are a lot of words that transitioned over. I think what some I can't, I might be saying this wrong, but I thought there was like 7,000 words that Spanish, or maybe that's 7,000 islands. I can't remember which, but there are a lot of words that transition over. But you're right, pan, porta, stuff like that. But it's not si la porta, you know. But yeah, and so yeah, I know a lot of Spanish. I should know a lot more. My wife was, from Mexico, my ex-wife, and we were together for over 10 years. So, but yeah, but you're absolutely right. A lot of words are there still. But what's interesting too about this that I didn't realize is the counting. So they use uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis for when do you use that, Joe? When do you use Spanish? So they use it in some environments, but then they use their own words for other environment, their own counting numbers for other things. So I can't remember what it was. In certain environments, you'll use the Spanish, but in other ways of speaking it, you'll use the Visayan counting 1, 2, 3. When do you use uno, dos, tres? Yeah, I can't remember. Well, yeah, I think maybe John in the comment. There's a certain time where they use uno, dos, tres, and then there's other times where they use the Visayan words. When it comes to vaccines, are they mandatory to enter the country, and are they mandatory to live in the country while living where you're settled? Not here anymore, Dean. You can travel to the Philippines, I think, without any kind of vaccine now. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Jennifer Terry is a really great resource for that. If you're looking to travel here, I think she is, anyways. She used to do an incredible job at talking about onward ticket, right, for your throwaway ticket, vaccine stuff. But I'm pretty sure, Dean, at this point, there's no vaccines that are required. Yeah. George, Chris, do you find it hard to balance principle of least privilege and the info you share in public? What's your rule of thumb regarding privacy and keeping yourself open to the audience? Yeah. Look, this kind of comes up, talking to Benny. I've talked to a lot of people about privacy in general, and I don't know, man. I kind of had this carefree attitude about some of it, maybe naively, but the whole thing. I've got echo devices, right? I used to joke, in George, I'd put an echo device in my bathroom. Like, look, if they really want to listen, I'll give them some entertainment. But that's kind of how I feel about it. Is I just don't live that interesting of a life, or where people watching what I'm doing, whatever, as far as my location and privacy, I don't worry about it. If people want to watch how much I go to ILM Mall and shop and buy stuff and then give me coupons based on those shopping things, all right, great. I like that. I don't worry about it. As far as my safety here, my immediate place, I feel very safe in here. There's guards everywhere here. I mean, for you to get to my building, you got to go through probably 5 different guards to get here, and they all know who I am. They all know the people that are in here. And I don't give my exact location. Like, people may know where I live, but they don't know what building I'm in. They don't know what unit I'm in. They don't know the floor I'm in. So that kind of stuff I don't worry about. Um, like when my videos, honestly, when I post them and I put them out, unfortunately, I'm not set up where I can shoot, edit, and post that same day, right? So a lot of my stuff is, sometimes even a week behind, where I'm not even at that location anymore. So that kind of deal right there. But I don't really necessarily worry about what I put out there. And as far as what I say, I'm a very open guy. There's some things like, my daughter didn't want me to, or not my daughter, but my sister didn't want me to reveal her age and, her location. So it is out there for me as a in my background, a way in thinking, but I also feel that I'm really open with what I'm up to, where I'm at, about me. I believe in being straight with people, being authentic, within certain rule. I don't share my income or I mean, I do share how much I made on YouTube, which is nothing, but I don't share like my assets and how much I have, that kind of stuff. So there's certain things. For most people, though, I'm probably much more open than most people on the planet. But I don't necessarily worry about it. I feel like I feel safer here than I did in my own country. I do. I really do. Yeah. Great question, George. Appreciate that, brother. Ozzy, hey, Gary. So okay, yeah, you have Mint Mobile. Yep. Any Mint plan will work. Yeah. Yeah. So Gary uses Mint. I didn't realize he uses Mint. I know a lot of guys do use it. BJ, I went to El Nido. It's touristy, but I still recommend it. I was there at the beginning of this month. Not too much rain, not overrun with people, low season. Yeah, thanks, Benny. I appreciate that. It is exactly right. Wouldn't want to live there, but you want to see it. You want to check it out. It's what when people think of the Philippines, it's that, right? A beautiful island. Yeah. Thanks, Benny. Appreciate that, brother. Yes, I have a U.S. number. Works on Wi-Fi and the fills. Regular plan will work. I pay $25 a month. Yeah, cool. Thanks, Gary. Joe is pretty and has a great spirit, isn't she? She does. She is. Wow, am I that far behind on comments? She is. She's incredible. I met Joe. Online. We met on a website called Date in Asia, and we were, just friends and chatted. It's just kind of this big message board room, or it's just big chat room where you just kind of open dialogue with a bunch of people. They do video and stuff. So we met there initially, and we're just friends. I mean, she had kind of a guy that she was, interested in or hanging out with at the time. So we weren't doing that, and we met in person in Sinlog a year ago in January, and similar thing. She was kind of dating someone, so she wasn't available. But then we kind of reached out, and I wasn't dating anyone, and I said, look, let's just see, come out for a week, let's be friends and hang out, and it's been great. It's a relationship, right? It takes work, and but no, she's phenomenal. She's beautiful. She's intelligent. She's funny. She gets my sense of humor. We joke. There's a lot of things that really work. There's also some cultural differences that we both have to adjust to. It's like any other relationship where you have two people living together. And look, here's the thing about me. On camera, I'm an easygoing guy, and because I have this commitment to being happy in life. I really do. And that's easy to do when you're an acquaintance of mine, or if we just hang out occasionally, or if you watch the channel. It's easy to see this happiness and this vibe. But if you're living with me 24/7, I'm not so carefree in my expectation of those types of interactions. I have certain standards in ways that I expect people to operate at a high level, to be really in touch with their feelings, to have a high level of communicating and ability to really move through spaces in their ways of thinking and in their emotions. As someone, like I said, who has a high commitment to being happy in life, I don't have a lot of patience or tolerance for people who are depressed or stuck in these depressive states. And it's not that I feel like there's such a thing, as people can be depressed, and I have space for that. But look, I just, for me, I'm here trying to be in a happier environment, and I need people to be that with me, right? And so, anyways, there's definitely some challenges being around me. You can ask Joe, but it is, look, I operate in fundamentally that our emotions are a choice. They really are. We're not a puppet, and you can agree with that or disagree or whatever. But with the challenge of that in relationship is my expectation of being around other people is to operate similarly, where they can move through. We're going to have rough moments in life, right? But moving through those rough moments and getting back to a positive, happy space in life is what I expect people who are around to do with effectiveness. And not everyone is trained like that or can live their life like that. Most people can't. Yeah. So anyways, off the deep end there for a little bit. Sorry. Yeah. Too fun. Yes. And more satellites. Just what we need. Yeah. By 2035, looking up in the night sky, being look at the Times Square. Absolutely. Right, JC? Too funny, man. Yes. Yeah, Benny and Gary. Good for you, man. Glad you guys are wasn't that was like I said, that there's been moments in my journey here in the Philippines have just knocked my socks off. You know, sitting there like most of us are in the West, you know, wishing that we could be here, and then have this vision about being here. Benny, what we did that day up in the V Hire, where I'm, you know, with a bunch of people, expats who are looking to be here or here, a community kind of people getting together. That was a dream fulfilled for me, and so I really appreciate that. That was pretty incredible. Yes, yes, thumbs up. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, that was great. Wasn't that a good time, guys? We gotta do this again, you know? Yeah, get together. Really what I envision too, one of the things is just once a month. You know, once a month we rent a V Hire as a group. If you guys are in town, we go out, maybe we go out to More Wall, maybe we go down to top of Cebu again. But just doing some community stuff here as a group. So yeah, really cool. Dean, that's giving me a t-shirt idea. I might have saying on it, well, spank Mars and call me Shirley, right? That'd be a good t-shirt, especially if you put it on the back, right? Uh, I bought me a 2020 Yamaha MT-15, plenty of bike for my needs. I just use it for short rides. All right, yeah, yeah. I'm not familiar with that bike. 20 MT-15. Okay. Yeah, I don't know that bike. And I love motorcycles. I mean, it's huge passion of mine. I rode a lot in the United States. Yeah, loved it. Loved motorcycle. Wow, I'm almost a half hour behind, 20 minutes. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm a huge motorcycling enthusiast. Just love it. In the States, I had a 790 Duke. I had a Tanneray 700, and I had a Kawasaki Vulcan S 650. Yeah, and rode a lot. I think my Vulcan S, I sold it with 16,000 miles on it. My Duke, I sold with 22,000 miles on it. And my Tanneray, I think had just under 3 when I sold it. Yeah, I don't think I had that bike for 6 months. No vaccine for Hep. Yeah, AB. Yep, yeah. I knew there was one that there wasn't a vaccine for, but one of them isn't popular in the United States, and one of them is. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. Thanks, Steven. Appreciate that, brother. Only 5 weeks till I'm back. Cully, yes. Nice, man. Well, hope the next 5 weeks fly, man. Hope the next weeks fly for you. JC, maybe get a trike. Not a Can-Am, but authentic big boy trike. Yeah, I'm sure Joe would enjoy the rides, longer trips. Plus, to be honest, it'd be a hoot to watch people's reaction. Yes, what a great idea, right? Yeah, I agree. There's in a lot of trikes. It's unfortunate actually you can't get those shoot, what are those called? Not the ADVs. I can't remember what they're called now, but really popular in the United States. I know every like Kawasaki, Yamaha, Honda. They're like the Can-Am. But yeah, those are really popular in the States. It's too bad you can't license and ride those on the streets because I feel like those would be ideal. You've got really good, phenomenal off-road capabilities. You don't need, like I said, you don't get above 40 miles an hour. So yeah, those would be really great. I wish you could ride those. Yeah, yeah, really fun. But it's just hard too with the traffic. It's really nice on two wheels because you can maneuver through the traffic, especially if you have, you know, a below 500cc bike where you can fit in smaller places and kind of squeeze through traffic. So yeah, it'll be fun though. I hear you, JC. There you go. Have a nice day. Honda 160, big enough. Yeah, I'm going to do what Scotty Boy did, except on a bike, and I will slow travel, stay a week in some larger cities on a bike, then settle and get my boat in Manila. Well, brother, when you do that trip, let me know. I'll go with you. Because yeah, that is actually there's a guy, what's that? Ken Abroad. So he's a German vlogger. He did this series where he traveled all over the Philippines on a scooter. And dude, I love that. I was like, if I can do that, that is exactly what I'm gonna do. And yeah, so I'm with you, man. Seriously. But yes, to answer your question, is a Honda ADV 160, dude, that's like the perfect machine. I was going to get that, but I had two problems. One, it was just after the pandemic and the supply chain issues were, and they kind of still are. You could not find a Honda ADV 160 anywhere. You couldn't find it. They were just gone. I mean, I looked. I traveled all over Cebu. I even went on the other coast. I looked at Bintan or Balamban. I went to Toledo. You couldn't find one anywhere. I had my name on all kinds of lists. So So I didn't get that. I'm glad I didn't, because what I discovered, I did buy a used Honda Click 125, and what I discovered in that is I'm just not a fan of the scooters. I'm used to a rear brake at my right foot, and I'm used to a clutch in my hand. And I think I could have gotten used to it, but I like motorcycles, and more a fan of a motorcycle than a scooter. And I think if you can get in that low, like 500 cc and around like 5 to 400 cc range for a motorcycle, dude, I think that's ideal. If you're okay with riding a scooter, and I think you're just fine with a Honda ADV 160. There are some huge advantages to that. You've got all kinds of storage on your seat. I don't even know how many liters, 20 plus liters of storage underneath on your seat, and you can fit a top box. So, I mean, the Honda ADV 160, as far as what you're looking to do, dude, I don't know if you could find a better machine. Maybe the Himalayan, like I'm looking at, the 450 would be good with some bags, and or the Honda CB500X. I think those are your three options. Yeah, and well, of course, Yamaha's got whatever, the NMAX or that, but yeah, no, I think the 160, to answer your question, it's big enough, and a great option if you're okay riding scooters. Yeah. Yeah, what a great idea though, dude. I'm telling you, man, look me up. I'll join you on segments of that. Riding around Negros. So riding around Negros is what everyone's telling me is the rides. Negros and Mindanao also. So there's a triangle. They call it a triangle ride. You go up from Davao City, and you kind of ride up to like CDO, and then come back down and around through the mountains. That's another epic ride. I rode a lot around Southern Leyte. If you watch that stuff, I want to ride around Samar. I want to ride more around Cebu here, and I'll be doing that here this week. So yeah, really cool, dude. Look me up, brother. Let's seriously look me up. Yep, Spanish Bandera. Okay, yeah, okay. 838. Speaking the local language can be a huge door opener. Yes. Besides the convenience of understanding what's being said. Absolutely, brother. I'm with you, and I'm learning. I'm learning as I go. I'm liking it. I like, I like language and learning language, and being relate to people and connect with people. I mean, that's why I'm doing the channel too, right? And so yeah, I'm with you, man. We use Spanish number. Thank you. I was trying to remember. We use Spanish numbers for money and currency, and Cebuano for accounting. I appreciate that. I knew there was a scenario where you used one for one situation, but not the other. So appreciate that, man. Thank you for the Apple info. Okay. Yeah. You talking about the live I just put out, the iPad? Oh, or with the yes, communicating with your Apple ID. Dude, that was big for me, because I didn't even have my number set up yet. And or I just switched, right? So I brought the same phone. I had an iPhone, whatever, 13, I think it is. And I switched out my SIM card. I was like, man, I wonder if I'm going to be able to text people. And as long as it was iPhone to iPhone, that worked out well. And I don't think anyone's ever really talked about that. That was a big thing for me, because you get worried. You're like, when you get here, how am I going to get contact with my family and that kind of thing? And it works just fine. Even if you didn't have a SIM card and you're just on Wi-Fi, right? You could use that, because it's outside of any cell number that you have. It's Apple ID related. How did I find the channel of the lady you mentioned? Was that correct spelling? How did I find the channel? What lady did I mention? Yeah, I'm not sure. How do I find the channel for that lady I mentioned? What lady did I mention? Yeah, I'm not sure, Dean. Let me know, brother. I'm not sure. Sorry. It looks like I'm a little bit behind on the comments, but I don't remember. Karan Palawan was amazing. Yep. Yeah, I want to go. I want to check out Palawan. I want to explore it and see it. It's one of those places, though, like Boracay, I wouldn't want to live. Like I want to go and check it out and blog it and shoot it, film it. I do definitely want to do that, and wouldn't want to live there. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe when I get there, I'd have a different thought about it. At Dean, you definitely want to help. Hep vaccines and typhoid. The first typhoon there. Okay. Okay, interesting. All right, yeah. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. Good day from Sydney. Hey, Mr. Q. Do you meet much Aussies there? I do meet some Aussies. Yes, I have met a couple of Aussies. There's actually an Aussie guy down in Dumaguete area. I think his name is his channel is Riding with Harrow. I'm dying to meet that guy. He's also a huge motorcycle enthusiast. But yeah, I meet some Aussie guys every now and then. Friendly guys, right? Just really cheery, friendly, smiley. But yeah, mostly the guys that I'm meeting though, I meet a lot of other Americans, a lot of Westerners, just because I think that's the most of my audience here. Yeah, no, I've met a couple. Joe is what is called a good egg. Yes, she is. She is a good egg. Get a cheap phone with a SIM that you can get to the Philippines and leave your US phone locked up in your room. You have too much banking information. Yep. Yeah, I just run with one phone, but yeah, I hear you. Yep. Good morning from Pampanga. Oh, where's that at? You know where that's at, Joe? Hmm? Okay, somewhere in Luzon. Yeah, nice, man. Yeah, I hope all is good up there. Yeah, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Yeah, bought a Samsung A14 to Manila with Globe SIM. Okay, which works great. And I keep my US phone locked up. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, great advice, guys. Yeah, really cool. Most things you, most of the things you are called in Spanish, like mesa, racha, tendor, pantalones, zapatos, camisa, novela, but most Filipino. Yeah. Yeah. Zapatos, shoes, right? I remember that was one that I was surprised. Is pants pantalones? Pantalones? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What's cucaracha? Is that cockroach? How do you say cockroach? How do you, huh? Oh, okay. Anyways. Huh? Oh, spoon? Oh, okay. Yeah. Mesa, table? Okay. All right. Well, a lot more words than I realized. You're right. Yeah. Thanks. I hear I hear you're on the inner circle, peeps. At work, peeps would say to me, "You always have a smile on your face," and I do. I prefer to smile and laugh, but I do have exceptions for people I let in. Yeah, yes, I hear you on the inner circle. Yep. Look, it's you got to surround yourself with people who are consistent with the environment that you want to create. And that's ultimately why I left the United States, and I wanted to be around a happier environment. And I want to surround myself with people who are happy and have a commitment to happiness. And I feel like in the Philippines is that for me. So yeah, and in my relationships, in my interactions with people, those people too need to be, especially people I'm living with. Especially the people I'm living with. You gotta have, you know, you gotta have a sunny disposition, and look, or get to that like that, and know how to. And that's hard for people. People like to hold on. They like to hold on to the crazy and chaos, right? So it takes some serious skill to let go and move on. It does. And it's hard. I'm not an easy guy to be with. I'm not so much carefree when you're living next to me. I have very high expectations of people in general. But yeah, too funny. Who is Shirley and why do you keep this? Oh, I love it. I love it, man. You guys kill me. If I put it back on the back of the t-shirt, could you imagine the state of my arse by the end of the day? Oh my gosh. Too old to open up. Too old to open up the throttle up. Yeah. I did my off-road tour in 99 from Manila to Davao. Wow. Big adventure community in the Philippines. Yes. Yeah, no. The motorcycling community here is big. And it's interesting because I think it goes back to one of the cultural differences. The community, the need, not that the desire to connect is just so huge here. So you see it in whatever you're into. If you're into motorcycling, if you're into tennis, there's just these communities here that are just really phenomenal. I was never part of a riding community in the United States, and they're out there. But here, I mean, they're everywhere. There's all kinds of riding communities here. I got I met up with a Royal Enfield riding community. I went on several rides with them. I never did that in the States, so it's really, I'm really liking that part of being here. Billy Goat, when you were talking about bike trike options, were you thinking about side by side cars? Because I'm thinking about one of those would be great for the Philippines. I haven't thought about that. It could be an option, Billy, but the thing you want to realize when you're riding here is being narrow is kind of key, because that allows you to kind of get in between traffic and move, kind of flow better here. So there's times, especially in Cebu and some of the bigger cities, or really anywhere, you can get in congested areas. And if you're on two wheels and you have a narrow profile, you just kind of go right through. It's legal to do here and expected. You don't have to sit in traffic here. You can just kind of move through. So having something that widens your footprint can be a little bit challenging. Now, if you're in areas that have, like, if you're on Bohol where there's like no traffic or whatever, if you're out in the provinces, yeah, that you could do something like that for sure, right? I'm so sorry, Miss Joe. I was napping when this started. As far as Chris goes, I see you started without you again. Yes, Joe's not feeling so good today. She's a little bit under the weather. She's got a stuffy nose, so she's been hiding off camera. Sorry, Frank. Hope you're good there, brother. It depends if you have the spring bars, right? NMAX Yamaha 155. Yes, I agree. And actually, that was a bike I could have got. I was just, yeah, it was Yamaha didn't have the supply chain issues that Honda did. So there were some Yamaha options that are out there. I just, like I said before too, I'm not a scooter guy. Like the the rear brake at my left hand was kind of a deal breaker for me, especially when when we're talking city driving and these slow speed maneuvers where you really rely on your rear brake. And not having at my foot, I was constantly stomping the floorboard of my scooter, like, where's my rear brake? Just when you're moving like really slow, you kind of apply that drag in the rear brake to really stabilize the bike so you're moving slow. So some rear brake finesse is really needed here in the Philippines. But if and I would have gotten used to it if I would have given some time. But you're right, NMAX, phenomenal machine as well. I truly respect you revealing who you are and what you're about. My hat is off to you. Well, we got to be who we are. And, I like being straight. I like being authentic. And sometimes it's not pretty, right? It's not. We're human beings. And, but I like being real with people. I don't know, man. That's just me, though. And it's not that it's right or wrong or any of that, but I like being straight. I like being honest, and as much as I can. Look, I don't know, man. I don't know, but thank you. I really do appreciate this space and this community of people to, help each other out. That's what this is about. Help each other in life. Help each other, get through some of these crazy times that we're living in, and to find peace and happiness, whoever you are. And I got people from all over, in all genders. We're going to meet up with these, this woman couple and them here soon, and people from everywhere. I welcome anyone who is up to great things in life and looking for peaceful and happiness to look us up. Come out and let's talk. Let's hang out. See how we can make things better for everybody, right? So thank you. I appreciate you acknowledging me for that, because it just allows me to be that, right. So cool, guys. So cool. James, your live chat rocks. Always look forward to watching and participating with tons of questions. Say hey to Joe, such a beautiful young lady, and Bruce Willis has nothing on here. Thank you, brother. Thank you, James. Yeah, and Joe isn't she amazing? She is incredible. I'm very fortunate to have had the 9 months and 10 months that I've had here. I just really am. I'm just so blessed, and to meet the people that I've met, be with Joe, and to make friends with like Gary and Scott and John and Benny and all these guys, right? And if you guys, the people I've met, Dean and Mike, all these people that I even have met yet that I'm gonna meet in the future. I mean, this is just, gosh, I'm so lucky right now. I just feel really, really blessed. So thank you, guys. Need to wet my whistle. Hold on. All right, John. TV is referring to a lady vlogger who was talking about visa and vaccine requirements. Okay. Who is that? I'm not sure who that is. Huh? Jennifer Terry? Yeah, it could be Jennifer Terry, right? Yeah, Jennifer Terry. So I haven't watched. So Jennifer Terry, who she was, she did a lot of stuff on how to get here, like back when there was a lot of requirements and stuff. Her channel just really grew on that. since I'm here, I don't necessarily watch any of that content because I don't have those questions. But if she's still doing stuff like that out there, you know, she's a great resource. Yeah. If the female vlogger, there was a female vlogger in that meetup though, and that was Filipino Wanderer, I think. Yeah, Filipino Wanderer. She's a great kid. You know, she's a college student. She's working hard. You know, she's on the go. She's on the go. Yep, it's HEP A and B. Yeah, 5 shots total for both. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, Jennifer Terry. Yep. Where am I at with time? 8:58. Okay, not far. 7 minutes. Joe, I just don't understand why he keeps you in the corner of the room. Yeah, right. Yeah. So, guys, we're in a small place. We are in a small place. It's tiny. It is tiny. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. We're gonna slide this over just a little bit. Oh, you see Joe yet? There she is. But look, it's tiny. This place is tiny. It's a studio. It's a small apartment. You know, we're adapting. We're getting in here, but you know, it's not the spaces in general here. The spaces in general, they're not like you have in the United States. So you don't have a ton of room and things like that. But yeah, but she's here. The other thing, Mike, about the lives for me is I use this content for shorts. Um, so what I'll do is I'll cut up 1 minute segments of this, and then I'll put them out for YouTube Shorts because not everyone's going to sit through a 2 hour live, right? And so that's kind of the other part too, is I use this content for short. I took a page out of Joe Rogan, and you know, cutting up this stuff for shorts, and it's helping. It's helping really kind of grow and expand the channel a lot. I've been doing it for a month now. Yeah. I asked about the Jennifer lady you mentioned regarding vaccines, etc. I would figure, okay, yeah, Jennifer Terry, I think is the girl. She's a phenomenal resource for traveling here, really. And I don't know if she's doing it anymore, but she was. Yeah, cockroach Cibano. Okay, Tagalog Ipis. Okay, all right, thanks, brother. Yep, yep. Jennifer Terry. Okay, cool. Yep. Yeah, iPhone has capability of 2 SIMs. I have Mint with an eSIM card for my Mint service. There is a slot in the iPhone for a physical SIM. Yeah, Mark. Hey, Mark. Yeah, thanks for being here, brother. Yeah, so the iPhone, so recently, right, I have the 13. I think with the 14, they introduced the eSIM. I'll probably actually going to get the 15 when it comes out here soon. But you're right. I think eSIMs now are what's there, and you can do. I think you could do dual SIMs really easily since they're electronic. Yeah, great. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate that. Thanks for being here, and thanks for your comments too. Guys, this is so incredible. It really is. I get blown away. Yeah. Yep. All right. Good. Back and forth on the Jennifer Terry. Who is Shirley? Me on the weekends. Just kidding. Nobody calls me Shirley. Yeah. I have 2. I struggle with saying this word. Balakan Bayan boxes in transit. Did I say that right for the first time, Joe? I have 2 boxes in transit: clothes, shoe size, and a pair of shoes just in case, lotion, sunblock, lots of first aid stuff, vitamins, advice, etc. Shipping about 4 months. Okay, so you have 2 boxes in transit. Okay, I'm glad you brought this up because this is one of the things I feel people struggle with is they're shipping their stuff. They don't have an address because they don't know where they're going to live. And they're like, where do I ship my stuff? So I found out that you can ship your stuff to the LBC office here in Cebu. And I would assume you can check with the LBC offices directly, but you can just ship your stuff to the LBC offices. Then you can have that stuff transported to where you're at. Because most of us, like for me, right? I shipped a bunch of stuff early November and I got here in early December, but my stuff didn't get here till January, right? So you don't know where you're going to be. So what you could do in November is you can get the LBC office name, you can ship it to that office and then pick it up or have somebody deliver it for you when you get here. So I'm really glad you asked that question because that's something I actually struggled with, as well as people have asked me in the live and I didn't know until just recently. And the great thing about this too is you can also change your destination. So what I had done is because I was shipping my stuff to my friend in Balamban, and at the time where my boxes arrived, I was here in Selenia, and so what I did is I called up LBC and said, hey, look, can you change this? And they changed the drop location here. So that is another option too, is you can change that destination. Yeah, yeah, great, good stuff. BJ, yes, I'm serious. And stop calling me Shirley, right? I almost did a Leslie Nielsen where I went to the bathroom with my microphone on. Uh, I speak for everyone, Miss Joe. We all hope you feel better soon. The sniffles could be coming from Mr. Onion Head. Yeah, actually, I think there's a bug going around. We know quite a few people who are sick. I know. So Mike and Janet, pretty much neighbors, right? Janet wasn't feeling good. Yeah, so there's some stuff going around here. But yeah, no, she's good. She's just a little stuffy. Kind of wake up stuffy in the mornings sometimes. Yes, Jennifer Terry is the best YouTube channel for all travel things Philippines. Good. It's glad to hear she's still doing stuff. Like I said, being here now, I don't really look at what she's got going on because I'm here. But she was a phenomenal resource when I was looking to come here. You know, talking about onward ticket, talking about the requirements, and things like that. So I'm glad she's out, kind of doing it. Mike, this video just got amazing. This video just got amazing. Hey Joe, you look amazing, even not feeling well. I mean, she's absolutely beautiful, right? She's incredible. Yeah, really really lucky, really fortunate to have the opportunity to spend my life with her. Really cool. I've noticed that Joe is not wearing a top that shows her navel at the time. Yeah, actually, it is. It's long. Oh, too fun, girl. Yeah, too great. Stop it. You make me blush. Nice things about me. Oh yeah. Yeah. And wetting your whistle. I don't know. You played the whistle. Yeah. Oh, too fun. 909. Yeah. Yes, the Yamaha MT-15 is a motorcycle, not a scooter. I'm the same. I need a motorcycle style. Rode the R1 and R6 in the States. All right, sweet, man. That some incredible machines there, right? R1 and R6. Wow, dude, you definitely ride. I'll have to look at the MT-15. Yeah, one of my favorite bikes was the Duke 790. I mean, dude, that was amazing. The quick shifter, man, I love that bike. I love that bike. It was so fun. I couldn't ride it here. You know, Ferrari on a go-kart track. You know, it's just you can't. I wouldn't be able to get out of first gear. But yeah, I'll have to look up the MT-15. I'm really excited. I know I said this a bunch of times. That Royal Enfield 350, the Himalayan 450, that I think will be like the perfect machine if you wanted to around the Philippines. You can go anywhere. Now, most of the roads are paved, so you probably don't need a lot of that off-road ability, but you have it if you needed it, and you've got an ADV bike that could ride just as good on the pavement. Man, really good machine. I'm excited to get the specs and hear more about that bike. Your transparency is a great benefit for you, and that is what drew me in initially to your channel. Oh, thanks, Mark. I'm extremely transparent. I've used the philosophy for years. Yeah, brother. Well, look me up when you get here, Mark. Look me up when you get here. We'll be friends. Yeah. Oh, that's cool, brother. Joe in the corner comment made me think of the Dirty Nancy film. No, nobody keeps baby in the corner, right? Oh, Joe, thank you so much, Mike, Mr. Q. I'm wearing a crop top as a high waist, short navel with a big yes. Yeah, it's definitely, you can see her belly. She's got a lot. I was like, we've done a couple of outfit shopping and stuff like, because, she basically came over with a suitcase. So, we try to get a couple of new outfits and stuff like that. I got her some dresses and stuff, but she loves her crop tops and shorts, pants. That's her favorite. But yeah, and I also too I try to be careful, because Joe's not super, we're really careful with how we show her on camera. I don't want to be the guy that shows the sexy girlfriend and stuff like that too much, and she doesn't want to be portrayed that way too, because she's super conservative. But we're trying to dance that line of anyways, you get what I'm talking about. She's great. She really is. Yeah, your transfer is a great benefit. Yep, how it is. Yep, yeah. No, I got you, brother. Yeah, you added Mark from Dallas. Yeah, I knew who you are. Yeah, I have 4 boxes packed. They each have a number on it. So when I'm there, so when I'm ready for more stuff, I'll tell my friend to ship. And here's the address. Yeah, yeah. Hey, the other thing about this too that I did that I wish I did it. I shipped 3 boxes. I shipped one initially and then I shipped 2 after. I put in an Apple AirTag. That, dude, I'm telling you, put that in because then you can, or if there's a better solution for that. I like AirTags because I've got Apple, but I put in AirTags in the boxes. That was really cool. So as long as that AirTag comes in proximity with an iPhone, you can track its status. And so I did see it when it got to Manila. I saw it when there was some other port that it went to. I don't remember now, but then I could see when it got here in Cebu. So adding an AirTag to your box, yeah, really cool. This will be a short. Shipping to an LBC office. They offer for one of their services. Look up shipping cart LBC on Google. Okay, yeah, cool, nice. Thanks, John. Appreciate that. I watched one of your videos on my Oculus Quest in your YouTube. It's not recommended. That's just too big, too close to your onion head. Let's see the life size Joe. That's sweet. You know, it's interesting, Mike. I wonder because there's not a lot of 360 content out there. I thought as these VR things get more and more popular, if that's something I want to be more mindful of with my 360 camera. Mike, do you watch Amazing Philippines or I should say, do you watch any? I mean, his channel, but any 360 content, and how does that come across on those VR headsets? I wonder because I sit there and I think sometimes it's like, Chris, I should be posting more content for VR stuff, and I really don't. I set the camera angle ahead of time, so really interesting to hear what you think about 360 content with your VR headset there. There you go. I'm fortunate that I've worked with 6 Filipinos when I was in Korea. Okay. There are all good friends that taught me about life. Yeah. I'm almost 30 years older than, yeah, I'm almost 30. Yep. They all live in Manila area. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. I mean, Manila is great. We're going to check it out at some point. Maybe even Korea. I've met a lot of folks too from Korea too, as well. Another great option for shipping from the US is Johnny Air Cargo. I'll be dang. I have not heard of them. We'll have to check those out. I used Forex just simply because there wasn't an LBC office in my area. I was going to have to drive from Denver to Phoenix to the closest LBC office. So I used a company called Forex. And so they're out of the Denver area. If by chance anyone's, here listening from Denver. And that took me months. I probably spent 6 months trying to find a shipping company, just researching this in that. So I know it's kind of tricky if you're not near an LBC office. So I appreciate that. All right, guys. Well, we've been at it over 2 hours, all caught up on the comments. Guys, it's just what an honor it is to be here in this chair chatting with you guys. I'm really grateful and thankful. Thank for everyone for being here and showing up. Thanks for you, Joe, for being here and helping out and supporting me in the channel too. And I just we'll see you guys next time. Everyone take care there. Have a great day. Sleep well or enjoy your day depending on what's going on. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Emping.